All right. What's
All
going on,
right,
man?
fam. I'm back. I'm gonna try not to say anything to get you
No,
banned.
it wasn't you, bro. Like it's just like I've been going viral a lot lately. So like, niggas is hating. They hating on every video that I drop, and it just is what it is, man.
It is what it is. Yeah, I had trouble following, so I just followed you, bro.
Are you
But
good?
I didn't know if you wanted to wait till more people get on, or if you wanted to just go ahead and dive into it.
No, that's good.
Let's get in there.
Mm-hmm.
You say, I think the question I asked is like, why do you believe that men are not husband material? And then your reply was the divorce rate.
Yeah, I think when women leave their men, it's obviously a reflection of men failing. Majority of the time.
I got you. It's two things I have, with this one. Do you believe that, in the divorce rate, do you believe that the men don't want the divorce as well?
No, I think men. No, on a serious note, I think men do want the divorce, but I think
Mm-hmm.
time has proven time after time again that men would rather try to, I guess, wait for the woman to break it off, knowing damn well that the relationship is over, so that they
Right.
can have the upper hand to say, well, she gave up on the marriage, it wasn't me. But I think
Right.
deep down in their heart, they want to do it. In my
Right.
personal opinion.
So even though we know that what 60-70% of the time it's women that are doing the divorce,
Yep.
in the overwhelming majority, almost all of those cases, the men also want a divorce. I think that men typically don't want the divorce because of the stigma that they lose their family, they lose their money, they lose. They have to start over, whether it's true or not. This is what they believe, so it makes no sense for them to get a divorce. But we also know that even in the 70% of the time that the woman does the divorce, 40% of those relationships get back together. Right. So they divorce, they work it out, and then they get back together.
What study is that from? And I'm not even trying to beat the whole study. I never heard this part of it, so I'm being honest.
No. Yeah, absolutely. So you can go to I can't think of the name, but if you were to just Google and then those things come up, you would see that like within divorce, even though 70% of women are the ones who initiate divorce, 40% of these relationships get back together.
Hmm. Okay.
I believe it's like another 30%. I'm gonna have to probably find this study for you.
No, you ain't got to do it right now. I'm gonna take it for what it is. I'm gonna take it for what it is.
Yeah.
Right now. But okay. So
Um,
40% get back together.
Yeah, so 40% get back together, 30% of them say, hey, the divorce wasn't working, and then about another, 20 some percent say, I'm cool with the divorce. It was the best thing that I ever done. What we do see is that a lot of divorce and a lot of breakup relationships, they get back together. And a lot of times when they do get back together, they last a long time. You can almost talk to anyone who's been married for like 30, 40 years. I guarantee you there was some point in their relationship where they split up. And then they got back together.
Okay.
And I say that to say this is that just because we have a divorce rate doesn't mean that the two people didn't love each other or that they didn't work it out or whatever the case may be. They actually did work it out and got back together.
I need that study when you get a chance.
Yeah, no problem.
Whenever we get to that. Hey, how
Yeah,
y'all doing?
you gonna make
No, not. I'm saying like I'm being honest. You never brought this every time we talk. You've never brought this into nothing. You've never said
this first time we talked.
No, this ain't the first time we talked. See that we talked like 3 times before.
No. This first time we talked about the marriage thing, but I'll find it.
We ain't got to do it right now, but I just never heard this part of it. I ain't gonna lie. I'm not. People saying you're lying. I'm not finna say you're lying. I'm just gonna say, whenever we get to the nitty and gritty, whenever that time is, I gotta see that.
Yeah. No worries.
Okay, so they get back together. Does that still not? Would I be lying to say most men are not husband material? Men in general?
So it depends on what do you consider like what makes someone husband material?
Many different factors. many different factors. You really you want my serious answer?
Yeah.
Okay, I think a man who prioritizes his wife and children over anything else, over his job, over himself, that is what makes him a true husband. Now, I love the Lord, so I'm not gonna say above Jesus, but for the sake of the conversation, for the ones that's not believers, I'm saying prioritizing his wife and children above anything else. Also, he has to be a great listener as well. Like, you can't just be a leader listens. So that whole leader mindset of she got to do this, she got to do that. No, it's also a husband is also a servant. He's looking for an opportunity to serve his spouse and not just be served. Y'all tap the screen, share the live. So in my opinion, that will make a husband in a general sense. Now, if we were to go into details of everything that a man should do, we'd be here all day. So I don't want to do it like that, but in a general sense, I think that we can connect on those 2 points.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when you have married men, men have been conditioned to believe that they are, leaders, and that they are made to believe that they are supposed to be providers or protectors, and that puts a lot of pressure on a lot of men. And they focus a lot of their attention on doing those things instead of, the other things that comes with being a part of a marriage. But I don't think that does not make them husbands.
Say that. I'm sorry. Say it again. I didn't hear it. What you say?
I said that. So most men are conditioned to be providers, and when I talk about providers, I'm talking about financially. So they spend the majority of their time and their effort trying to maintain that standard of being.
Where are men being? Where are y'all getting this from? Provide for who? Because most men provide. So
their family.
What? How? Where is the young black man being conditioned to provide for his family? Like you got to expound on what exactly you're talking about.
Yeah, absolutely. So when men, or let's start off with boys. So when boys are young, right, they're conditioned to do what? Hey, you're the man of the house. Hey, take care of your sisters. Hey, take care of your mother. And then as they get older, they are saying, hey, you need to take care of your wife. You need to take care of your family. You need to provide and protect for them. They are conditioned to do these things. So because they are conditioned to do these things, a lot of men think that that's the number one most important thing to do. And then they forget about a lot of the other stuff.
If you're conditioned to do it, sorry to interrupt. If you're conditioned to do it, why are they not doing it? The average man is not a provider.
So when you look at men who get married, right? On average, men who are married work 30 to 40% more than when they are single, right? So they are working themselves to the bone who live up to this mantra of being a provider protector. If you take a married man and you take a single man, the moment you get married, men are working 30 to 40% more. And it's because they believe that by working more, they are providers and trying to provide for their family.
But last time I looked at the study, it says that only the man works about 3 to 5 hours more. So where are you getting this? Are you saying he's working more, like 30 hours more than his partner? Or like now that he's married, he's taking on more out? Like what?
Correct.
Okay, so wait.
So what I'm saying,
the average person only works.
So to make it clear, yeah. So to make it clear, so let's say, for example, a single man, he may work, 30 hours a week, right? Because he's only providing for himself, right? But when he gets married, then that 30 hours goes up to about, 50 hours a week, right? And the reason he's doing that is because he believes that he has to work more to get more money to provide for his family. So he's working 30 to 40% more than the average single man. The average married man works more hours than the average single man. And when you look at it and ask why, it's because they are conditioned to believe that they have to provide for their family.
Okay, so what I don't want to do the stats game because I want to take you out. If married right here, as A quick search.
Mm-hmm.
The average man, married man in the U.S. works about 44 hours per week.
Mm-hmm.
Married man. That's literally barely over whatchamacallit.
So what does
Uh,
the average single
uh,
man work?
okay, if I'm not mistaken, let's look that up. Just a quick Google search. We'll go into detail with how many hours does the average single man work? So a married man only works 4 hours more because the average single man in the U.S. works around 40 hours per week.
And what and the average and a single man works what?
The average single man, no matter the race, works about 40 hours a week. So a married man only works 4 hours longer now that he's married. I mean 4 hours more now that he's married. That's not, to me, that's not
So 10% more.
But I'm not trying to. I'm like I wasn't trying to laugh. See, Dave, you know me. I wasn't trying to laugh. But I thought it was fun. But I
did a quick Google search, and this is pure research view. It says if you look at the raw data,
okay,
married men tend to work 20 to 30% more hours than single men.
Okay.
Okay. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right. Pure research studies.
This was pure. I'm sorry.
PEW.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
But what I'm saying is, so when we say that men are not husband material, what? I guess my question is like, why do we feel like men are not husband material? What is it that we're doing?
The average man is not husband material based on the divorce rates. The your wife, quote unquote, ladies, don't get offended, but some of y'all are. If your wife is a reflection of you, and she's leaving you, and 9 times out of 10, we know, let's be honest, that it's mostly men's fault. Anything we can, if we really being honest, we can. Let's keep it real. Then that will show you that you're not husband material. Even if we were to go by rhetoric that the average black man is saying online, the things in which coming out of our mouth, the mistreatment of women, shows us that we are not husband material. Believing that a woman has to submit to you when you're not submitted to her or the Lord, since they want to use the verse, right? You still are a hypocrite because you're not even following the Bible the right way. So you still would not be husband material. Screaming at women online, cursing them out, and telling them that they're out of order, like we don't have problems on our end, would still show us that we're not husband material. And matter of fact, so my biggest reasoning though is because of our divorce rates. Our divorce rates will clearly show us. Let's stick it to black men. Let's stick it to black men for 1 second, because I don't want to do it. No matter what race of women we get where we suck, it's a 50-50 divorce rate chance every time. That would show you right there that oh, my bad, I got a lag on. Let me change the Wi-Fi. My bad, y'all. I didn't know I had this. I got the Wi-Fi on now. My bad. I was running on LTE. I was running on LTE.
You running on that T-Mobile?
Yeah, I was running. Hey, straight real talk though. Yeah, my bad. I switched over to the I switched over to the whatchamacallit, the Wi-Fi. My bad. I didn't know I was disconnected. Anyway, no matter who black men get with, in general, 50-50 divorce rate. Basically telling us that we're not wife material in general. I mean, I'm not wife material. We're not husband material in general. I'm not trying to be mean, but
no. But you already conceded to the fact that even though women file for the divorce, the majority of the time that men also want the divorce as well, right? So if we're going by that logic, then would it not be safe to say that women are also not wife material? Because if both the man and the woman want to get divorced, they want to divorce each other. The woman initiates it. The man also wants to get the divorce. Then it would be safe to say and logical to say that neither one of them are marriage material.
I said want the divorce, but like if we would, I'm gonna let you hop in and put it. Just give me a second. Just let me rock out a little bit. I see where you're coming from, where you would try to spin that narrative. But like when I said want the divorce, I didn't even get to go into details what causes the woman to get the divorce. She doesn't want the divorce up front. She wants the marriage because and then if you have kids, we already know most likely no woman, no. Let me make this very specific. No woman in her right mind would want to be a single mother. Because I know some of you guys are idiots and you go try to find that one example of a woman that says she wants to be a single mother. I'm not talking about that woman. I'm talking about the fucking collective group. Okay. So please don't send me any clips. Thank you. The average woman of freaking sound mind does not want to be a goddamn single mother, right? You feel me? So if they're taking the so they don't want the divorce, but what causes them to make them say they want the divorce is because they're fed up 9 times out of 10 times. I'm not saying women are perfect. I'm not saying it ain't no women that cheat. I'm not saying women don't do nothing wrong. I'm just saying the average woman is fed up after time again, making her get a divorce. I'm saying men are usually the one who causes the woman to want a divorce. I think that's fair to say, but I wouldn't say that they're not wife material. I wouldn't say majority of. I wouldn't say like every woman's wife material. I wouldn't do that. You know, because then wife material is subjective, but since we're speaking from man to man in the context of what we know we're talking about, then yeah, I think men cause these women to want the divorce 9 times out of 10 times because of time again trying.
Let me ask you a question. Who do you believe is more likely to stay in an unhappy marriage, men or women?
I think back then women. I think back then women because they had no choice. I think today men, and the reason I'm saying like that is because men will not file the divorce. I could be wrong. I think it would be men because men, even though they may want to leave, they'll sit there and just say fuck it. Exactly. But then I mean, like I don't have a correct way to freaking it could be even. It could be even. But I mean, it could be even though.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, I was saying it could be even, but I mean, right now I could be wrong. I think it's men.
Right. I don't think you're wrong. I think men are more likely to stay in an unhappy marriage because whether it's true or not, and just hear my words, whether it's true or not, men perceive that they lose more in a divorce than women, right? We lose access to the children. We lose access to a lot.
I'm sorry.
So we lose access to our children. We lose access to the money. We lose access to all of those things. So a man will more likely stay in a marriage that they are unhappy with than divorce because most men will be like, I would rather be in an unhappy marriage than have to see my children 2 times a week. I would rather be in an unhappy marriage than have to pay child support and alimony. I would rather be in an unhappy marriage than to deal with all the dilemmas that is going to come with the divorce, right? There's absolutely no benefit to a man getting a divorce. None.
Okay. Well, what was the last sentence you said before that? Not the last sentence, but like the sentence before that. Losing access. Y'all don't lose. Now that right there, I can stick with you and not try to nitpick. But this losing, y'all don't lose access. You can still. Nobody loses. Okay. 9 times out of 10 times, men ain't losing access to the child. Like I don't know where we're getting just because you're divorced.
So if you go, so as a father, right? If I come home every day, 7 days a week, and I have access to my children, I see my children every day. I can watch them go to bed every day. And then I go to a divorce where I get them. Let's just take a standard divorce proceeding where I get to see my children every other week and maybe on a Thursday.
That's a lie. 50-50 is your standard divorce proceeding, sir.
I wasn't done talking.
They're cool when I'm interjecting.
Okay.
Hold on. No, it's okay. It's okay. Like I do want to try to keep it conducted just a little bit. But Jazz, I'm gonna let you get in as the cause, but I need Pootie to speak in a second. But see, Dave, you said when y'all say losing access, I don't be trying to go to the extreme, but those words play. Words have meaning. So when you say losing access, like I'm like, what the fuck do you mean? Like she ran off with the child. You can't see the child again.
Well, maybe a better word would be, or maybe a better phrase would be that I don't have as much time with the children as I did as if I'm inside the home, right? So if I'm inside the home, right, I see my children every day, right, 7 days a week. I can help them with their homework. I can help them go to bed. I can, discipline if need be, so on and so forth. But when there's a divorce, then I am restricted to every other week, right? I get them every other weekend. So again, you can understand how it can be considered losing access or not having as much time with the child as 4 days in a month as 30 days within a month. Right?
What about the 90%? I'm sorry, not 90%. What about the fact that when men fight for custody, they win 90% of the time? When men, I'm not saying they do. I'm saying when men fight.
Right. So when men fight, and this is another, I love because a lot of people like to bring up this stat. So when men fight for custody, they typically, the reason that they win is because they can show a substandard behavior within the mother. They can show that their mother is neglectful. They can show that their mother is abusive. They can show that their mother cannot support them at the same fashion that that the father can. If it is, that's when men win, and the men go to court is because they know that they can show that the mother is substandard compared to him. But if the mother is a good mother, she has a job, she can raise a children, she's not an unfit mother, they still win well over 90% of the time. Even if the father can show that I am just as capable of raising a child as you. The only time the father wins when they take him to court is because they can show that the mother is somehow unfit compared to him.
Okay, we're gonna get all that information in a second. Pootie, go ahead and mute up, C Dave. It's gonna be a very interesting. We're gonna keep it chill for now. You know what I'm saying? I don't want
that. What's going on, Shane? How you doing, man?
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, the only thing, I don't gotta say too much. The only thing I'm only going to push you. When you were talking about with C Dave had a quick question about the husband material. And you listen to that. The only thing I will say is that I think that a man, his purpose is to be paramount to everything prior to his purpose, of course, God, of course, then his purpose, then his wife and child.
What do you mean by purpose? What's a man's purpose? Okay, so from the Christian standard, I can understand what you're saying, but from the ones like, okay, wait, Tom, he's on pause. I'm gonna be quiet. Okay, yeah, from the Christian perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand what you're saying. Purpose. My purpose is directly to God, serving God. That's my purpose as a Christian man. It's the complete devotion to Jesus Christ. But when you say purpose, in what context are you speaking?
I'm saying everyone in life, right, man or woman, right? But everyone has a purpose. Everyone has a duty on earth, right? You were put on this place on this earth to do something. That's what I believe.
What is that?
It's personal, right? It's your purpose is for you. My purpose in life is going to be different for your purpose because I'm not you. Everyone has a unique purpose, right? But we all have an obligation. This is my belief. We all have the obligation to fulfill our purpose and be our best self and walk.
Okay, but you gotta give me an example. Okay, if I'm in a career path and I have a nice job and I feel like this is what I'm called to do, right? You feel me?
Let's say, okay, continue this analogy.
Let's say this is what I feel like I'm called to do is to call out trash niggas online. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like just. I'm just using that example. Let's just use that. Let's just use that.
And don't get too caught up in the example, but let's get caught up.
Okay. So let's keep going.
Right.
let's say that
So
let's say that falls off.
that's your purpose, right?
Let's say that falls off, because there are times where you can't do that no more, right? There's things in life that happen, but my family takes precedent over my calling,
But here's
because
where I'm
that's
gonna
my
push you at.
child and my.
I'm sorry, and this is what I'm gonna say. Okay, so while your purpose is not your job, right? It's not what you're doing. It's what your calling is for. So if you're not, as a man, if you're not following your calling, you're getting away from your intended purpose. You're not being your best self. And as a man, when we're driven in our purpose, that's when our masculine energies at our best, and we're being the best that we need to be. If I'm not chasing my goals and being the best man that I can be possible, then I'm not. It's going to be indicative of myself, and that way it's going to reflect poorly on my wife and my child.
It's not because like you like purposes in life. Things in life change. Like you're not always going to be the same person. You're not always going to be doing the same thing. Like you're gonna do different things in life. But my purpose ain't tied to what I'm doing. My purpose would be my family. I believe a man's purpose, if we talking in that sense and regard, is his family. Point blank, period. Because if you can also drive your woman and your child away by being too in tune with your calling. Matter of fact, if we was to get biblical with it, your first ministry, your first purpose is your household. That's what the Lord said, not me. That's your first ministry. So even it was talking to the pastor who God calls to preach. You feel me? To stand up and give the word every day. If his household is not in order, then he can't be behind the pulpit. But that was his calling. But my purpose is my household is my first ministry. If I don't have my household in order, then whatever else I'm trying to do is garbage. Like it doesn't even matter at that point, because my household matters first. That takes priority over everything. So I'm trying to understand. I think I understand to some extent, bro. But then at the same time, if it depends on what perspective you know what I'm saying, you preaching, I mean, you speaking from, because even the Lord says your household is your first ministry. So like, like, what are you speaking from?
I know. I'm saying like I'm talking about as a man, if you don't do that, if you're failing in your purpose and you're not getting that done, that then plays on you, and that feeds down low. That it trickles down. There's trickle down effect, because that purpose is reflective of your walk.
But there's seasons.
And I agree. I'm not taking away from what you're saying, but I'm saying that when you take away from your purpose, that when you're not in your purpose, you're not being you're not in the walk that you need to be on, that you were called to be on by God, or whatever higher power you believe in. Because the Christianity angle, I believe in it too, but that's also, I have to be real. That's a certain side of it, right? But if you're not walking in your purpose, then you're not being the best version of yourself that you need to be, because you're not in fulfillment with what your calling is for. And once you're not in that then pulls away from your family. That's why all these divorce rates are this
but
way
if you're
too.
speaking
a lot of issues with these men is that a lot of men don't know their true purpose.
But if you're speaking from the Christian, it's different when you're speaking from a world's perspective. I don't have 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So I don't know how to play tit for tat both sides. I'm speaking from the Christian perspective, the Christ-like perspective. My purpose as a man is to serve God with all my heart and love others. That is literally my purpose, is to be a servant. That is that is what
fine.
It is. And
but you have to walk
but
in that fully,
that's not one side.
You have to walk in that fully, though.
Exactly.
Correct?
That is not one side.
Saying.
That's the whole entirety of it. It has nothing to do with a job. It has nothing to do with
saying the job. I'm not saying the job. See, you're equating job with purpose.
Well, because that's what they usually equate it with. So I'm trying to even understand.
I'm not saying that.
Okay.
So I'm not saying the job thing at all. I'm sorry to cut you off. I'm not saying that at all either. I don't want the job thing to be aligned with purpose, because we do that so much. It's not that. We can take that example, right? Whatever your purpose is, your duty. What you're supposed to be doing that. Your duty is not the job thing. But in your example yourself, if you're not putting 110% into your ministry, right? Your purpose, be it ministry, wherever it needs to be, if you're not putting 100% into it, that then takes a toll on you. And we're talking as a man. This is from man to man. When you're not walking, fulfilling, doing your best thing, what you need to be doing on your A game, it takes a toll on you as a man.
But what
You become a shell of yourself.
give me
And
an
when you're a shell of
example.
yourself,
Give me an example of like, okay, because I can't tell, and I'm brother, I really can't. I love you as a black man, but I can't tell where you're speaking from because I don't know if you're speaking from a Christ-like perspective or if you're speaking from a world's perspective right now. I don't know. What does this purpose look like? Give me an example of what your purpose would be. Because if you give me an example of what your purpose would be, so then I can understand. Uh, did I get yeeted? Did they get me?
No. Fine.
can you hear me?
Yeah, now I can. Yeah, give me an example. What is your? Give me an example of what your purpose would be.
All right, my purpose, I believe my purpose in life is to reach out to your young black men who didn't have their father figure growing up. My purpose is to pour into others. My purpose is to speak life into the others, to be a positive figure, to uplift others. That's my purpose. If I don't walk in my true purpose, it takes a toll on me. When I'm less than myself, when I'm not pouring into others, when I'm being reclusive, when I'm being a shell of myself, I'm not in alignment with where I need to be and where to be going to. Therefore, I can't be the best man that I need to be for the people around me. Right. But I feel like if you if I'm focused on my woman, or I'm focused on my child, and I'm not focused on the things I need to do to be my best self, then I'm never going to be the person I need to be for them. And that all ties back into that book we talked about a couple nights ago. Remember the way of the superior man?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I haven't read.
You
just told me about it. I haven't got it.
Oh, I thought you said you had read it.
So no, I never said I read it. I said I would read it.
I misinterpreted you. No. I misheard you. My fault. I apologize on that. But like I said, I really encourage you to read it because like a lot of the rhetoric he's talking about is true. And I'm not here to disagree with you or to like go into it. I'm not on that type of time. I understand what you're saying, brother. But it's just like I just wanted to just challenge you on that part about the husband material. I think a man who doesn't walk in his purpose, whatever that purpose may be, because it's all depends on the person, right? Everyone's purpose in life is different.
But your purpose,
my calling may not be your calling.
It's still a job. Like no matter what you say, no matter how you try to spin it, well, this is how I interpret it. I won't say this is what you said. I'll say that this is how I interpreted
Mm-hmm.
it. Because if you say your duty is to help children, right? You may not be doing it for money, but that's still, in a sense, a job. You're still working. That's what you're working on. That's what you're doing. It's something that you do and get active with. So it's still work. No matter how you try to, if you've started a platform to counsel, or like, Tony Gaskins, for example, a relationship coach, leading people to Christ and promoting godly marriages, it's still a job. But he still, under his perspective, would have to have his relationship got to be A1 first of all, and then also it's also he would still have his first ministry because he has like 2 kids. He still would have to have his first ministry in order first before he can get back on his purpose. And if we're being honest, there are seasons where you're sitting down. You're not always in your purpose, like in the sense that I'm speaking up from it, because there's seasons where you have to sit down, recalibrate, and sometimes it's family time. If you stay in your quote unquote purpose, but you don't balance that out with your child and your wife, you will lose her because you put your quote unquote purpose over your first ministry. Nowhere can you read that is what you were supposed to do. Your wife and your child takes precedent 100% of the time over your quote unquote purpose. Matter of fact, they are part of your purpose. In my opinion, that's my opinion though. I'm gonna let you respond, and I'm gonna let Jazz get in because I know she
and that's my only thing too. And then when you said seasons, of course you have seasons where it's time to sit down, but while you're in those seasons, that doesn't change what your calling may be. You may have to adjust what you're doing to stay in your calling.
I understand that.
And so I do agree that there are seasons to sit down, but I don't think that changes your purpose or your calling, whatever higher power. And a lot of times when we're talking about this purpose thing, It's a man thing. And as a man, we know when we're on top of our game, doing the best we need to do to make sure that we're secure, then that's when we can be the best husbands, the best fathers that we need to be. Because we're holding ourselves accountable. And by us pursuing our purpose, it puts us at the highest level. And everyone around us will feel that. So that's what my 2 cents, brother.
That's good, man. You can stay up, though. You ain't got to drop. No, purpose is not just a man thing. I saw your comment. I saw your comment.
No, I'm not, but I'm only speaking to because we're talking about men, so it's only about purpose. Purpose.
I'm just responding to a comment. We're supposed to have.
I got you, brother.
Yeah, but go ahead, Jazz. Go ahead, and then we go rotate it out. And I think there is. I don't know who that is. If there is more men or people who have a disagreement, I am perfectly fine with that. You can come up, whatever. All I'm asking for, just try to keep it respectful. That's all I'm saying. I understand it gets a little spicy, but for the most part, just keep respect. Go ahead, Jazz.
I have a problem with misinformation. I think it's very disrespectful to spread misinformation, especially trying to make it seem like it's not on the same playing field for women as it is for men when it comes to divorce. The mess that C. Dave came up here to spread was false information. I think we can all agree that it's known that there are 50 states in the U.S. Is that correct? Can everybody give me a yes in the chat if we all know that there's 50 states in the United States, right? Out of the 50 states, there are only 8 that are more preferable to mothers. Only 8 states. There are 5 states that promote equal 50-50 time sharing. How many states are left? And how many of those states that are even still preferred to be moms that can still be won by fathers if they gave a shit to fight for their children? So I refuse to have a grown-ass man who's supposedly happily married to come up here and spread misinformation if he has never been in a family court system. These men don't get custody of their children if it is proven that they do not equally contribute to their children. Men that can prove that they equally contribute to their children, i.e. dropping them off or picking them up from school multiple times a day, paying for health insurance, paying for school tuition, paying for gas, food, whatever. If you prove that you are contributing to your child, you will have no problem whatsoever to get 50-50 custody of your children. And even in the most extreme cases, if you're in bumfuck Florida like I am, as long as you are not putting your hands on your kids and endangering them violently and physically, you can have 50-50 custody of your children. It don't matter if you used to knock the mother back and forth all day. They don't care about the safety of the mother. So please look at the spectrum in a different way and stop acting like the whole world is against y'all. 9 times out of 10, if a man is not having 50-50 custody of his children, it's because he did not participate the way he was supposed to as being a caregiver for his children the way the mother was. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's stop the lies. Let's stop spreading misinformation. Men that have a job, men that have a roof over their head that they can fit their children in, and men that live close enough to their children to equally take on the responsibility of those children will have no problem at all getting 50-50. That's with a lawyer or with not. If she has to hire a lawyer, so do you. If you have to, if they decide to represent themselves, that's one thing, right? But if you both have lawyers, you both paid lawyers' fees. You both paid a retainer for a lawyer. If you get your children 50-50, you're not the only person losing access to your children. So is she, because she has to now share the children with you and not see the children on the days that you have them. You're not solely losing a damn thing other than your own personal chef, your own personal chauffeur for your children, your own private sexual box every night. That's the only thing that you're losing. Somebody who's going to pick up your slack every night when you're clocking into a 9 to 5 just like she is and expect her to take on all of the responsibility, including the child rearing, and still pay 50-50. No, you're not losing anything but somebody who is going to pick up your slack every day. Men don't lose anything in divorce if they, most of y'all don't have money like that. So most of the time you're not paying alimony and you're barely paying shit in child support. And if you actually gave a damn about that woman and you married her before you had your children, you probably have a much easier time not only getting 50-50 of your children, but you'll be paying a lot less in child support. Fuck with me if you want to. I've been doing this shit for 4 years.
Before you go, see that. Hold on. See that. I'm going to be fair. I want you to respond. That's fine. But we're gonna come. I'm gonna let you respond to her, C-Day. I'm just asking y'all to keep it respectful, and then I'm gonna go down to Beyonce. Y'all tap the screen, share the live, support the live goal, please, and also support my co-host, support the people on the panel, but my co-host Jazz. Been getting real active and helping out with the way things are running over here. So y'all support her as well. But anyway, tap the screen, share the live. C Dave, go ahead, bro. I'm gonna mute up.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I hear what you're saying, and again. That the child is with them, has been with them, and that they need them to I don't want to say what's the right feed them naturally, if you know what I mean, with the women body parts, and that by giving it to the father, that they cannot do what's best interest of the child. Thus, the women typically, in over 90% of the cases, win that battle. That's true across every single state. When men take women to court, right, and they win, they only take them to court when they know they have a chance to win and gain custody. When she's talking about 50-50 custody, she's actually talking about joint custody. And joint custody still has to have a custodial parent, right? Which means that the child is going to be with one parent more than the other. And what we see in over 90% of the cases is that men typically lose majority of the parenting time with their children, right? They are reserved to every first, third, and fifth weekend, and every other Thursday or some shit like that. Women typically get the children over 90% of the time. And when they do go to court, when men do go to court, it's because they have some information about the mother that makes them an inferior parent where the father has a chance to win. That's when you see men go to court. You never see men go to court, or you never see men win when they go to court, when both parents are equally feasible to take care of the children. Because in those cases, women win over 90% of the time. And that's true in every state. And if you want sites to study that, you can go to, here we go. Because I already put it, I already know what she was going to say. Oh shit, hold on. So when it says, you can go to CDC, when it says primary caregiver, courts often consider the parent who has the best child's primary caregiver, which is typically the mother, because she has been with them with birth. And it typically goes to the mother. You can go to dad's rights against men, when it says that women, still in the cases when women are and men are equally responsible, that the women over 90% of the time get the child. So what I'm saying is that when you have a mother and father who are both capable of taking care of the children, who are both capable of raising the child, where the financial disparity is not that much, 90% of the time, the women get the children. The only time that you see fathers get custody is when they can prove that the mother is I won't say inferior, but when you can prove that the mother is negligent, can't take care of the child as well as you, so on and so forth. That's the only time where you see fathers get and gain access away from the mother. No other time. And that's in every 50 state. And I can prove the stats, and I can show it, and I'll put it in the comments if you guys want to read it for yourselves.
Somebody, hold on. Somebody said, Peaky, you can come up if you want to. Somebody, I don't know if they think we're against each other or something, or if they on, I don't know. But they said invite you on the panel, so you can accept or you could chill. It doesn't matter to me, brother. Real talk, because I like what you're saying.
Will speak some sense. That's why they want him on the panel, which I agree with. But,
okay, because I don't know if they were saying that like as a diss or like as a encouragement. But if he wants to come up, he can come up. I sent him an invite. If he wants to come up later, he can. You know what I'm saying?
I need to correct this dude on this information, because he made a comment about custodial parenting.
But can it wait like 10 seconds? Or you want to do it right now? Go ahead and do it right now. And then I'm gonna get to you, Beyonce. Go ahead, Jay. Okay. Go ahead.
He made a comment about custodial parenting. Joint custody means you get 50-50 custody, right? Depending on the state, we're talking about time sharing. You get joint custody, which means you have joint access to your children. That means on paper, that person has to legally, they cannot make decisions about the child without your say so also. You have to agree on things like moving the child to a different school or changing their healthcare provider, things like that. That one person does not solely get any kind of say so unless they have, what do they call that? Ultimate decision making or sole decision making. And for a mother to get sole decision making, she would have to prove that you're not capable of being like a progressive co-parent, like you're detrimental to the child in some way, shape, or form. Now, custodial parent, how could you say that there's joint parenting and then one parent is the custodial parent? Yes, on paper, all that means is one parent's address has jurisdiction over the other. That's the only thing that means. It just means that on paper, this is where the child lives. That doesn't mean that one parent has more say so than the other. If it's joint custody, it's joint custody, period. So I'm gonna need you to stop like twisting words and making words not what it is, because you're confusing people that don't have a clue about family court. That's not how it works. And for you to say that you have to find out if a mother, you have to give proof that a mother is an unfit parent in order to get any kind of access, why is your focus of taking access entirely away from the mother as opposed to getting 50-50 custody? Because that's what we were talking about here, is men not having access or losing access to their children. When a household splits, the mother is also losing access to the child. When the children are with you, that's time that she does not have with her children, and vice versa. So it's not something that you're solely getting punished for or anything like that. Both of you are going to have to adjust to a new schedule, and so are the children.
Right.
Where's this misinformation coming from?
Hold on, see, hold on, wait.
To understand and not respond.
Wait.
So when we talk about joint,
see, wait, time out, see, hold on. I did promise that I would let. First of all, we got an Ethiopian sister in the building. Shout out to Sniper. But secondly, I did say I wanted Beyonce this. So remember what Jazz said,
okay.
and I'll bring it back. I promise. Beyonce.
Hey, sorry, this is a back account, but I was just joining in because I heard what Pootie was saying, and if, for clarification, was he talking from a Christian perspective?
I don't know if he was. I couldn't tell. I don't know if he's talking from the God perspective or the world's. I don't know. So I was trying to figure it out. I don't know.
You either whatever you can say your rebuttal. Go ahead.
Because if it was a Christian perspective, then the purpose talk is totally wrong. What Shannon was saying is about the household being first before yourself is totally correct with the guidelines of Christianity. Actually, in the Bible, when it talks about, I am a licensed minister, by the way, so the Bible talks about singleness and marriage, and actually Paul's saying, if you rather you be single, if you have to live out your purpose. Most of the disciples, even Jesus himself, was a single man. None of them only one had a wife because they had a purpose to fulfill. And the only purpose that they had was the purpose of Jesus Christ. So I don't know what this new age religion that they have an individual purpose, but the purpose of a Christian is to live out the work of Jesus Christ. It's a lot of individualism in the church now, and that's why we have a lot of confusion when it comes to marriage and all this, because everybody want to live for themselves. And marriage is a dying to one another. It's on the altar. At the altar, you're supposed to die. And so people don't take that seriously. And so this is a death. So you're no longer considering your purpose. Your purpose is dead now. Your purpose is to serve your wife. The wife serves her husband. It no longer has to deal with you. Because the marriage is a reflection of what Christ did for the church, which he died for the church. And that's the purpose of marriage on a Christian perspective. So the argument of purpose first is totally not biblical and not Christ-like at all. And that's all I have to say.
All right, cool. Well, that's why, and put it. I'll let you rebuttal later, but that's why I said
I don't have no rebuttal.
Okay, that's why I couldn't understand, because when you got, I'm not saying you got 1 foot in, 1 foot out, but purpose to a Christian is only Jesus. That's it. and that's to spread the gospel. That's number one purpose. But let's keep on going. Sniper,
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
Mhm.
Thank you for what you do.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Being from, I was born in Ethiopia,
Mhm.
and I came here when I was 12. And I think what you're doing is helping a lot of Ethiopians as well, because
Really?
back home, if you know, like the stuff that a lot of women go through, it's shocking. Like, I just want to speak this to you so you can be a voice as well, because the reason that I'm going to get my criminal justice degree is because I want to help people back home
Okay.
so that I can be like useful, because I grew up here, so that I was fortunate to have, like, at least, in this country, at least you have the legal system that's gonna, at least that's gonna back up the women, at some point. But back home, there's so many women and children, getting sexually assaulted, and nothing is happening. Okay, this is the data. If you go on, I'm not making this up. I grew up here. I'm very fortunate. I had a great dad and mom, that raised me. But it's shocking, And a lot of times, the reason that I follow you is because you are a voice. You're being a voice to a lot of women. When I hear this kind of thing happening here, I always say, if you like research back home where I'm from, I'm so lucky that my dad got me out of that country. And me and my sister grew up here. And it's just shocking. I get emotional.
It's okay. It's okay. Like, I promise. Like,
I'm so sorry.
you don't you a woman, ma'am,
Because
ma'am,
this is just,
ma'am. Listen, ma'am, sister in Christ, and sister as being a black woman, you are safe here. Like, I would
no,
empathize.
I'm crying for them. It's not about me, because you can see week after week the amount of women that are getting raped, killed, children getting raped and not getting justice.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just shocking, and it's like the law is there, but it's not getting, justice, and nobody is being a voice. I'm lucky because I have a great dad that showed me my purpose, me and my sister. But a lot of the women, it's sad week by week,
I
it's just shocking. Like, I'm crying because of, I have a little kid. Like, a little kid got raped and was killed. And these are so many women, the only ones that get reported are the ones that are parents, moms fighting. Raped, like sexual assaulted.
I know it's
Yes.
you're
you know what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
not even funny.
No,
And
they're not making fun of you, love.
I'm sorry. No, I'm just saying, and
We're Sniper. I'm
There's
sorry,
so-
love.
yeah, it's okay. I just want you guys to be a voice,
but hold on.
because
Sniper.
the country is like.
Hold on, Sniper. Let me
Yeah.
say something to you real quick. You can continue. You can continue to speak, but the reason they're saying grape is because on TikTok, there's certain words that shut down the
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
I understand.
yeah, there you go. You got it.
And I feel like you guys are being more sympathetic.
Mhm.
And in our country, the women for coming out, they're getting punished by our society. That's the ugly part. You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's what it is. It's just like the more you speak, the more they come out, they're getting punished. That's what it is. That's the sad part. And the government is like nothing. That's what it is.
Can you send me some information?
Yeah, I can. And if you search Ethiopia, it's like at the top of the list of how many sexual assaults.
Mm-hmm.
With the war that's going on, the women are the most affected. I'm not saying the men are not affected by it, but the casualty are the women.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's what it is. Anytime there's a war, anytime there's a thing, women are at the bottom of the barrel. Can you believe in this country, animals have more rights than a woman in Ethiopia? They have, that's the sad part. That's how to put it. Yeah, any Africa, but I'm from Ethiopia, so I focus on where I'm from. I'm sorry. Because you focus on other countries when you solve your own problems.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get my criminal justice degree, and I want to open something for the women back home. So especially when they get a divorce, they don't get child support. A lot of women cannot leave the husband because they're dependent. And even if they're not dependent, sometimes abuse is abuse.
Mm-hmm.
You know that when they psychologically abuse you and you go to court and you can't feed your baby, they stay for that reason. That's what it is. They can't leave because of that. There's no support. Either you feed your baby or not. That's what it is.
Okay. I would love to message you in the DM, and I would like to schedule something about bringing awareness to what's going on.
I'm gladly. I have so many women that work on this that are here in America. So I'm willing to, whatever I'm willing to give you any information that you need. And it's also, if you search, it's out there. It's not something that I'm, if you search Ethiopia and how many women and whatever, it'll be out there. It's not safe for anybody to go back home. And I would never take my child there now, because it's kind of like if something happens to her, you know what I mean? She's only 4 and she grew up here. I'm lucky. I'm the lucky one because my dad got a diversity visa, and we got out at the right time. This was 25 years ago.
Okay.
So I'm shaking because it's hard sometimes. I'm the toughest, but I can't speak on this without shaking because, it's hard.
Okay. Well,
yeah, I just want to speak that. That's why I got in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I appreciate you for coming up, and I'm gonna hit you up in the DM after this. But thank you.
Thank you for what you do. Thank you for standing up for all women.
No problem. No problem, man. I'm gonna go ahead and drop you off. I'm gonna let these two rock. But thank you for coming up, and please feel free to come up again.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you, Sniper.
All right, y'all. Give me 10 seconds. Y'all give me 10 seconds. I got to get myself together. Go ahead, C. Dave. Go ahead, C. Dave.
Yeah. So, to responding to Jazz, when we're talking about joint custody and all those things, joint custody simply means that both parents have the joint decision-making power and legal things such as like Medicare, or medical needs, education, religious, so on and so forth. But also, when you have a joint custody, you have a person who is the custodial parent, who has the right to decide where the child lives. And that person, the custodial parent, typically has the child at about 85% more than the non-custodial parent. So that parent is going to have more time with the children than the non-custodial parent. I don't think anybody is debating that part. And what I am saying is that in 90% of the times, over 90% of the times, women are awarded the custodial parents of children. Now, joint custody simply means that both parents have joint decision-making powers. That's all joint custody means.
Okay, so if you stated false information mixed in what I already confirmed. Yes, joint custody is joint decision making, but the custodial parent doesn't decide where the child lives. That's not true. When the child goes with you 50-50 and spends the night with you 50% of the year, and the child also lives 50-50 with the mother 50% of the year, if we're splitting 50-50, only one parent a year because of the leap year gets one extra overnight. And that quote unquote parent is deemed the custodial parent because that's the parent that the child lives with the most. But if you have joint decision making and you guys both have 50-50, what access is the man losing?
So let me ask you this. Does the custodial parent decide where the child lives?
No, they don't. They're just deemed the custodial parent because the child mostly lives with that parent. You literally only a difference of 1 to 3 nights a year, depending on the years, the leap year.
Not a problem.
But if you have joint custody, then you have joint decision making. So you have equal access to the child.
Okay. All right. So you're not going to believe what I said, so I'll just read the law to you.
I do look at the law, sir, and I'm somebody who has family court. If you're a married man and you've never been divorced, then I don't see how you would know what you're talking about. No, you're wrong, sweetheart. I'm sorry that you can't read what's resources that are available to you. Yes, it varies depending on court. I already stated that there are 8 states that do favor the mother. I gave you that, right? But you can't speak for all 50 states. Your odds are still high to get 50-50 custody of your children, which was my damn point.
The parent designated as the managing conservative or custodial parent has the right to decide where the child will live.
That depends on the outline of the agreement, sir. If you have joint decision making, sir, if you have joint decision making, then you cannot just decide where the child lives. If you have joint decision making, then you have to decide where. If your ex-wife decides to move,
right,
she has to get permission from the courts to move so far from where her initial final jurisdiction was. So she doesn't get to choose shit. She still needs to agree with you. You guys still have to. The judge has to decide if that's okay.
What's that mile radius?
Typically, it ranges on what it ranges. It ranges on who the no.
Let's say
it ranges on the parent who initiates the filing.
No,
so if that other, yes, it does. Because I didn't read no fucking 50 miles. That nigga said 50 miles, and that's what it was because he initiated the filing. He was the petitioner in court. So 50 miles is the radius of where the county that person has filed in is allowed. So I'm able to move within that 50-mile radius, but if I was to move beyond that, I would have trouble in court.
So you have
that person would be able to take me to court for contempt of court. That means not following through with the order that the judge gave. And I could potentially lose custody of my son if I was to move outside the parameters of what was already ordered, which was the 50-mile radius. That goes for either parent. So if it's joint decision making, you don't get to just make sole decisions about the child unless in some part of the parental guidelines, you were giving sole decision making on a specific thing. So we could potentially have joint decision making on where he goes to school, what his medical provider is, but I would have to get permission from you if I wanted to take him out of the country. Like we would have to decide on that. Who gets him on what point, what time of the year? We would have to designate who gets 2 weeks for spring break and who gets 2 weeks for summer. No one gets to solely dictate that if you have joint decision making. As a sole custody parent, that's completely different. I don't have to ask you shit. I get to move when I want to move. I can choose whatever doctor my child goes to. I can choose whatever school my child goes to without having to deal with you. That's what a sole decision maker would be able to do.
See, Dave, your turn. Go ahead.
Okay, cool. So, like I said, so she's partially right. So with joint custody,
y'all tap the screen, share the live, tap the screen. Go ahead. I'm not.
So as joint custody, we as parents, we get to decide jointly on what school they go to, medical care needs, religious needs, so on and so forth. But when it comes to who has the custodial parentage, you are the one who decide where the child lives. Now, what you have or what you're talking about is a geographical restriction on you, right? Which means that the other parent has said, hey, that if they move outside of 50 or outside of 100 miles, it will severely damage my relationship with the child. So, Judge, I am asking you to that if she wants to keep the child, that she stays within this 100-mile radius. Now, within this 100-mile radius, she can decide to move wherever she wants to move, untethered to the man. She can decide where this child lives as long as it's within this 100 or 50-mile radius. She gets to decide where they live, right? So again, you decide where they live if there is a geographical restriction. And in order to have a geographical restriction on you, the other party has to request it from the judge. If they don't request it, you get to move anywhere you fucking want to. That's why you have fathers or children who are states away because they did not have a lawyer and they did not understand that you can, by law, put a geographical restriction on the child, not the mother, but the child. The mother can go wherever the fuck she wants to, but the child can't, right? But as long as you stay within...
It's the same shit, sir.
I didn't cut you off. As long as you stay within that 50 or 100-mile radius, you can move wherever the fuck you want to, regardless of what the father or what the non-custodial parent wants you to move. That's my point. You don't have to ask him, can I move to the next county over? You don't have to ask him.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that you needed permission to move to the next county. I specifically just stated what you stated, that if within that 50-mile radius, you and her are able to move wherever the hell you want. That's not just the mother's privilege, sir. You both get to move where you want to move within that radius because that's what's deemed reasonable transportation or distance-wise for you to maintain your 50-50 time sharing with your child.
So here's my question, Jazz. Within that 50-mile radius, can you move wherever you want to, regardless of where the father wants you to move to? Yes or no?
Yes, I just said that. We both do. He can move.
That's all I'm saying.
That's what the fuck, nigga, you slow as hell. I literally just said
we can move on.
Wait.
You don't want shit, and you just said some shit that didn't make no fucking sense. I said it 3 times, and I don't know how many times I gotta repeat it. I said both parents get to move within the 50-mile radius. I never said that either parent has to ask permission whenever they want to fucking move somewhere, sir. But if they move outside of that 50-mile radius, they could potentially be in contempt of court. That's what the fuck I said. So I'm confused again on your statement. This is how we got here, right? Because you made a funky ass false statement that somehow fathers lose more access to the children when you're both losing access to your children if we're talking about 50-50 custody here. And that you want to portray the family court system is completely against fathers. That's false too. If you are a present father, you can prove that you are a present father, i.e. financially, physically, and emotionally, you've been doing your part, then you will have no problem getting 50-50 9 times out of 10, even in the states that tend to be leaning more towards the mother. There are more states that prefer and presume 50-50 custody than not. So if you don't get 50-50 custody of your children, that's on you.
Got it. How many states lean towards the father?
I just explained that. There are 5. Well, there are 5. No, hold on. There are 8 that presume for the mother, and the rest of the states you have fair game 50-50 custody.
So the question, so to answer my question, there are no states that lean towards the father, but there are 8 states that lean towards the mother.
What does 50-50 mean?
No. I'm asking my question. I don't know if you don't understand me.
I just asked you to you're not gonna fucking play me because nigga, I'm smarter than you, so don't fuck with me, okay? Watch your mouth, milk dud, okay? I know full well what you're saying, and you're dancing around what I said already. 50-50 means flip a fucking coin. That means whoever is present, whoever's doing their part could potentially get custody, right? And you can also just split the damn custody. Sometimes it's not always about getting sole custody of your children if you're both responsible parents. Your problem is you think you're gonna play weekend daddy and every other weekend daddy, and then y'all want to act like you was fighting for your children when really you thought about them free weekends. Your ass was going to get the clap cheeks with the bitch next door that you was doing when you was with your bitch the first time, right? And then you want to get upset when things don't go your way and you don't get sole decision making for certain things. You get upset because now you're realizing you don't have much say so when it comes to the next school that the child goes to, or who their next healthcare provider is. You don't know the name of the damn doctor, sir. You don't know the name of the doctor. You don't know the name of the teachers. You don't know what grade the child is in half the time. You don't know what the child's gym teacher is. So of course the mother is going to get. And then you wanted to bring up children in their infancy getting breastfed, sir. I think that's a pretty valid reason for a mother to mostly get overnights if the child is still feeding off of her damn body. That's just common sense, right? That doesn't stop you from visiting your child. That doesn't stop you from visiting. The only thing that affects is your overnights with the child. That doesn't mean you don't get access to the child.
You get muted, so I mean, I can't even speak.
Yeah, I got muted when you was spouting that bullshit and you tried to insult me when you wanted to continue what you were saying. I'm not going to stand for that.
Hold on, wait, time out. All right.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead, and then we're going to let Peaky jump in and then
okay, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
So I live in Texas. I live in Houston. And
you don't live in no H. You don't live in no H town. You do not live in H town.
I do.
So okay, that's dope. Go ahead.
Yes. So, from experience, because I'm not just speaking because like he said, no, fathers, it's a fair game, but a judge is gonna see, like I got, not sole custody, but a custodial parent, because I raised the child by myself for 5 years. I was a primary decision maker in the process. So 2 judges decide, I'm the one who has to decide for 18 years where she lives, where she goes. So basically, there's no favoritism. They didn't give me a favor. They just he made it easy for them to do that. Nobody was judging him. They just see, that you present the evidence. They see that and they decide that. So I don't know, I don't know what the question is, Jazz, but yeah, you're right. So if the mom is fully, taking care of the child, as I was for 5 years with no child support, working full time, I left the relationship 3 months pregnant, and I presented the facts. I didn't have any lawyer. He had a lawyer. All I had to do was read, what I need to present. And I went in there by myself, and that's what I got. It wasn't a favor for me, okay? It was because I was a fit mother and he was unfit father. That's what it is. Don't make it like he moved out of the state for 5 years. So what do you think a judge is going to do at that moment? I didn't have to do a lot. The evidence was there stacking up against him. So don't sit here and say like they're doing us a favor. Actually, if the same thing, if this was reversed and he had the child with him, then I would lose that too, privilege. A mom would lose that too. So sorry, that's what it is.
Exactly, Sniper.
It's not that easy. The judge is going to see both. I had to be questioned. He has to be questioned. He had a lawyer. I didn't have a lawyer. All I had to do was use my brain, which is present the facts. When you present the fact, they see so many things. What was the reason? I'm not going to go into details because of my privacy for my child, but that's what it is. So he had there's a district judge and there's the upper judge. It was twice. It was a man and a female. They both decided the same thing.
Exactly, Sniper. And just like you said, if the roles were reversed,
there isn't anything. I didn't have to be like a sneak. I'm not that by nature. I don't want to. Oh, mom. I don't know. I think most moms would not do that to their children. But if you're forced, then you have to present the evidence. There's a reason for that. Yeah, nobody's
typically
okay.
No,
the reason that I work, he only pays what he pays because I have a damn job for 5 years. Okay, so nobody's milking nobody. You are raising your kids. the money
No,
that
they call him milk dud. That's what that.
yeah, I'm sorry, but the thing is, I'm so lucky. I'm glad that, I have my parents that have structure that help me so that I can, get my second degree so that, no, like we are raising our kids and the court has to force, it's embarrassing when the court, forces you to pay for your child. How embarrassing it is when you make the money that you make.
Ooh, I'll say that again.
Yeah, that's what it is. They think that, they owe us, it's just, the more, I'm the kind of woman, the more you push me, I'm going to go to greatness. Okay. I'm not going to be at the bottom of the barrel and wait for your child support to raise my child. Yeah. That's the difference. That's the thing. Because some of us, that's what it is. If we, I know the law, just study the law and you miss with so many women and you think you can just do whatever you want. It's not that. No.
And then they be mad at the world when they owe the state
that's what
20
it is,
bands.
when
You did
they-
that to yourself.
Yeah, you can't pay for child support, but you have, you don't have a job, but you can go to court and hire a lawyer. And I went in there by myself, and his lawyer was helping me, actually, to be honest with you guys, because he was asking me what I need, because he knew how pushy I was by myself. Yeah. So that's what it is. There's no favor. Nobody did me a favor. That's what it is.
Let's see what Peaky got to say. What's up, man? How you doing? Hope you're having a good night.
Solid. I'm solid, controversial. I appreciate you for having me. How you doing?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Another day in the jungle.
You're right. What's up, Jazz? What's up, Jazz? Yeah. I just C-Day, what's the word, my G? I got some questions for you, if you don't mind.
Let them handle. Let them rock out. I think
So, real quick, C-Dave, the person that brings the case to the attention of the court is called the what?
I'm not sure. What are they called?
I'm asking you because I got to figure out on what level to talk to you. So the person that brings the custody and support case to the court is called the what?
I'm not sure. What is it?
Okay, it would be the petitioner. And then the
Okay.
person that the summons is issued to is called the what?
What, the defendant?
No, sir, that would be the respondent. So
Okay.
and correct me if I'm wrong, it sounds like you have anecdotal experience with this process. Is that correct?
Yeah, I have a few.
Yeah, and then did you hire a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay, so you had a handler, and what you got to understand is that when you have a handler, yes, it's their job to represent you, but it's also their job to extend the process up until a certain point so they can continue to incur clock hours to where you would pay them more money. So they're not going to necessarily outline it for you how it will work. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So everything that Jazz is saying to you is more accurate than what you are saying to her.
Okay.
On the premise that you never want to mention how you feel when we're talking about the court of law, because the law is at the letter, like it's in words, and the court doesn't care how you feel. So in terms of the municipal statute of moving outside of a mile radius, that's not about how it will make the respondent feel. That's about, if you have to travel X amount of miles, then you may receive a credit towards the amount of child support that you have to pay. So you have to notify the court in case they want to adjust the amount of percentage to adjust the percentage of what each parent is obligated to pay into child support. Because on paper, when you look at it, it's a chart. Both parents technically pay child support. However, whoever makes the most, their percentage is higher than the other one. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. So let me ask you a question. So maybe you can answer this more clearly.
Oh man, you playing games.
If
She gonna get on your ass, you keep doing that.
I don't care. She doesn't bother me at all. So if you have if one parent, do you believe? Let me ask you this. I'm sorry here. Who has more time with the child, the custodial parent or the non-custodial parent?
So it's really about the parenting plan that's outlined in the petition. So
Typically speaking, let's just talk typically, generally speaking. Come on, now, you know this answer.
No, because it don't work like that. Like custodial and non-custodial does not reflect time with the child.
So okay. So who does the child live with? The custodial parent or the non-custodial parent?
It depends on the parenting plan because essentially the child.
You just asked 2 seconds ago.
So as far as
I
custodial,
don't want to answer the question,
well, as far as custodial, see, Dave, I'll tell you.
Don't like the answer.
As far as
I'm not
custodial,
talking to Jazz. Be quiet for a minute.
I don't give a fuck. You're not gonna tell me to be
Hold
quiet.
on, y'all. Wait, hold it. I'm really looking forward to see what the goddamn conversation is. I'm hoping y'all keep it under control. But if we finna move into demon time, I'm gonna have to, see how that's gonna play. We do have Tori.
You just better know that he don't gotta be talking to me. If I'm talking to your ass, I'm talking to your ass. You don't gotta like it.
I'm over here throwing shots at Tori, another mod. I'm over here playing around too much. Let me Piggy, go ahead. What was the question, first of all?
he asked me, who does the child live with, the custodial parent or the non-custodial parent?
No, I said who. The question was, typically speaking, who has more time with the child, the custodial parent or the non-custodial parent?
So I'm telling you, custodial does not reflect time spent. Custodial, in most cases, reflect the petitioner or the respondent, and primarily the final decision maker.
No, Kiki, come on, man.
Okay, bro.
Kiki. So so I don't know.
So let me ask you this. See, Dave, let's switch it. How did your lawyer just explain custodial and non-custodial to you? How did your lawyer explain that to you?
Well, I was the custodial parent. So my lawyer explained to me that the custodial parent, for me, I would have the decision in determining where my son lived. I would have the decision in determine. I would have the majority of the time with my son because he would be living with me, right? My ex would then get my son on every other first, third, and fifth weekend, and they would get them every Thursday. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and even overnight Thursday, Friday, that was with me. So I had
See that. Wait, time out, Piggy. See that.
Okay, go ahead.
No, I'm not interrupting, but just give me a second. He asked a specific question. He didn't ask for the whole story. He asking how did your lawyer explain those two terms to you? That's all he was asking, not your whole situational. Okay. And it's not that I don't empathize or sympathize. I'm just saying he asking specifically, how did your lawyer explain that to you?
So in a nutshell,
C-Dave, so let me say this real quick. I said enough, C-Dave. I just want to say this, so I understand what you're saying now. And when you say live with, you mean primary residence. So which school district the child would be in.
Correct.
The issue is when you say live with, the child lives at both places on a 50-50 custody plan. But I agree, the primary address pertains to the custodial parent. And in some cases, they may assign a guardian ad litem.
How is it? Okay, let me ask you this. How is it 50-50 when the non-custodial parent gets them on an average 5 times out of a month, and the non-custodial parent gets them about 25 days out of the month? How is that 50-50?
That's not.
That was 50-50.
That's not. So the non-custodial parent gets them every other weekend. What part? And the custodial parent, the child lives with them throughout the week and every second and fourth weekend. That's not 50-50.
Dave, you got to express gratitude for your situation. It's a blessing that you was able to align yourself to get, it sounds like you got a 75%, 25% parenting plan agreement. But in some situations,
no, it's not. 50-50, we were specifically talking about 50-50. So when we say 50-50, I wasn't just talking about joint custody per se. I was also talking about joint time sharing. Time in the state of Florida, they call it time sharing because they make it specific to how many overnights you have.
Right.
With the other, so 50-50 means 2 days on, 2 days off, we rotate weekends. That's 50-50. That's splitting the month. That's splitting the year.
So you understand
somebody that has 75%, decision making and overnights versus somebody who does not.
Okay,
This
cool.
is,
What do
50 even
most
go
people-
deeper than that, see that? Because with 50,
Let me ask you a question. Let me
like
ask you
it
a question.
goes like, oh, well, let me just say this part, because additionally to 50-50, you can like, it's every other holiday type of thing. And then additionally, like with a 50-50 parenting agreement, the petitioner the mother would be able to claim the child on years, tax years, and the father will be able to claim the child on taxes for the even years. But it's no, I'm telling you, that's in the parenting agreement. Like it's a part of it. Like it's.
So what do you think is more common? What do you think is more common? What is the most common custody order in America right now?
Well, I know that.
It depends on the age of the child as well. If you have a little kid, the mom is gonna feed. She's gonna feed the baby. So how are you gonna get a full? You know, you're gonna feed the baby.
That's exactly what I was saying earlier today, but I got that.
No, I'm just saying like common sense.
All right. So again,
If it's a child under 5, you know, they usually, you know, it's not favoring the mom. You know, don't make it like that.
Dave, you want to distinguish yourself between not only the deadbeat
The child
but the
depends.
fathers that only get like a little bit of time with their kids. You trying to showcase that in your situation, you get your child primarily, and the mother pays child support to you. Congratulations, bro! Like
No.
Don't flex it too hard.
I'm not distinguishing myself. My situation, I am an anomaly, right? So my situation is typically what mothers get, right? They get
So
custodial.
if she's a fit mother, what's wrong with her getting why okay, let's say the court favors her. Why wouldn't she get favor? Because are you saying you're comparing yourself to a woman? You wanting the court. You know, we gave birth to the child. And if I'm a fit mother, why wouldn't the court give me the right? Because if I'm the one mostly taking care of the child.
So why wouldn't
It's vice versa. If you're taking care of the child and you can prove in court, then you get, you know, whatever it's asked for. It's a fair game. Don't come here. What is your point?
Wait, hold on. Let him get it out.
Okay. I just don't get it.
I got you. See that? This what I'm gonna do. Before you talk, this what I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna give you uninterrupted time.
Thank you, please. I appreciate that. So again, what Sniper is saying.
You got 2 minutes. Go ahead.
Okay, so what Sniper is saying is true, and that's how courts do, right? So the mother, let's say the mother has the child. She's feeding them, naturally, I would say, just for TikTok purposes, right? And she does that for 3 years, right? And then the father says, hey, I want a petition to get custody. They're going to then say, well, the child has been with the mother for 3 years. It is not in the best interest of the child to take the child away from the mother because she has been to build a connection with them for these 3 years. Well, that 3 years was based on the fact that she was feeding them, right? So then the father is automatically going to be given the non-custodial parentage, right? Even if he is fit, even if he is able to afford, even if he has a house with a child, can have their own room and all that stuff, he is already behind the ball because he has missed, or not only say missed, but the 3 years that he didn't have with the child has been with the mother. So he doesn't get that time. He cannot go to the court and say, I want to take the child from the mother, even after the 3 to 4 years that she's been naturally feeding him or her. So again, when we're talking about 50-50 custody, right? 50-50 custody talks about the shared time, but joint custody talks about the decision making. Those are two separate different things. You can have joint custody and not 50-50. You can have joint custody and 50-50. It matters. It depends on what the judge has said. And whoever has custody of the child, and they don't have a geographical restriction, they can go anywhere they want to, untethered to the man, unless he goes in and says, hey, I want such and such a stay in Cypress case within the city limits of Houston or Harris County, right? So that's what I am saying. And unless typically a father can prove.
Wrap it up.
That, I'm done. I'm be done.
No. I'm saying just wrap it up. Like,
yeah, unless a father can prove that the mother is unfit, even if he is fit, they're going to give the child to the mother over 90% of the time. And that's been proven time after time after time in every state.
Okay, cool. Now hold on, Sniper, for 1 second. I'm gonna let everybody. I got you. Queen been waiting for a minute, so I'm gonna let Queen hop in, and then we gonna come down to Sniper, then we gonna get back up to Peaky, because that's how it first started. You wanted to address him, so Queen, go ahead, Miss Queen.
Hi, everybody. Excuse my voice. I'm a little sick.
Hope you get better soon.
But thank you. I wanted to just say, like, when a mother is naturally feeding a child, is it ever an option to work something out with the mother? Because it sounds like I hear this conversation a lot, where the man is speaking as if there is zero access to this child because the mother is naturally feeding the child. I mean, it's just not the truth. Like, a mother is not, we're talking about a fit mother. I can't speak for everybody. That's why it's really difficult to have these conversations, because everybody speaks in blanket terms. But a fit mother is not there, like, just blatantly trying to keep you away from the child that she's feeding. You just have to have a little bit of understanding and try to meet some kind of middle ground on how y'all both can participate in the child's life and you can bond with the child as well. It's not been proven. These are feelings that you're talking about. This is in a group of people that you may know, people that have told you stories, but I guarantee you a lot of y'all don't speak in specifics. Y'all don't speak about your specific situations and why things are happening. You just come directly to the point that, oh, I can't see my child. I can't. She won't let me. But nobody is saying to each other, why? What is going on? What's happening? What is going on in this situation that this woman is keeping you from this little baby? Like, what is going on? So again, it's like, maybe if you try to come to terms, because your conversation right now sounds very much like, I want to have that same control that women have, or I want to have it. It is, she has control of everything. She gets to do everything. She has this, she has that. And it's just like, it's not a competition. It's not a competition. You're grown. She's grown. You definitely liked each other for a short period of time. You have a baby. She went through 9 months pregnancy, and now she has a child. Like, go and try to figure it out with the open mind and less emotion, because the way men sit around and talk to each other and coddle each other and enable each other, it's like, I guarantee so many stories that I've dug into, it's like, you're kind of not sounding as fit and stable as you're making yourself seem. You're making yourself out to be. I've been through this for 15 years. A man drugged me to court, all while doing drugs, all while doing cocaine. I'm sorry if I can't say that.
You good?
All while cannot say that.
all while doing the C, drugged me through court for 15 years, begging the court, crying, falling out, calling police to my house nonstop, over pairs of socks, over pairs of jeans. He left clothes there. I need my clothes. I need this. Having police on my block, having me looking crazy, going to the school, trying to, like, take over that part. Like, it was insanity. And never having proved anything, I was awarded sole custody because he was mentally unstable. He drove himself into being mentally unstable with this nonstop fight for control.
I got you, Indiana. There's a troll in the comments.
And now,
let's get it.
My son is 18. He wants nothing to do with him.
Let's get it. Hold on. I got
we haven't been the same motherfucker.
That's what I'm talking about. You understand? Like, that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. These are the stories that y'all don't talk about, because y'all are in small.
I didn't see this nigga in the. Shannon, why do you pander? Because I don't like you niggas.
You feel.
I don't like any black man who talks about black women online. That's why I pander. Matter of fact, you think it's a game, nigga. You think it's a game. Hold on. I got something. I'm going to send the link right now. I'm sending the link right now. Bro, you got me messed up.
You are going to get some sort of custody, even more sometimes.
You got me messed up, homeboy.
And
straight up.
If you're a fit father, you would maybe be having these conversations with the mother in the first place. But for me to see what I've seen after advocating for, fathers to be in their kids' lives and whatever. Like, I said the same thing about my mom. Like, oh, you didn't let my father be around me, blah, blah, blah. I said the same thing about my mom. But after going through this on my own for 15 years, nonstop petition. I literally just threw away so many bins full of paper that was like
Stop
stacked
telling
to the top, to the brim of this man
They
taking me to
think it's
court
a goddamn
for that
game.
long, and I ended up getting sole custody and being able
Hit
to
that
move
link and
away
come
from
up.
him because that was the best thing for my son. And he strained our relationship so much that we barely even can have a stable relationship with each other. But he's of age now where he can go and do as he pleases. And he went to his father, and his father wants nothing to do with him. He looked at him like he was crazy. So, you know, like, you understand, like, sometimes it's not always about, like, this fight for control. Like, it gets insane. And I personally would say everybody keep the courts out of your situation. But I know in some situations that you can't. But I just really wanted to say that part of this could definitely be an option if you were willing to go to the mother. If this is a fit person, you thought she was fit at one point. I mean, I don't understand what would be so different in that 9 months, but if she's a fit person, y'all probably could work it out outside of court. But I just feel like it's just so insane to keep having these conversations when nobody speaks in specifics. Nobody knows the specific situation of why you have more custody with your child than the mother.
Now for them niggas made me mad, bro.
There are specifics.
They want to call me a
so
panderer, bro.
everybody's speaking in a blanket statement. You keep asking this question about what's the like common
I didn't even know I was
situation.
viral on
There is
Facebook
no
or
common
Twitter.
situation.
I'm finna make a Facebook
There
and
is no
Twitter
common
tonight.
situation.
I'm finna make a
Please speak
Facebook
in
and Twitter tonight,
specifics,
bro.
like what
Just
are
for
you
y'all niggas.
asking about specifically?
I'm finna take all my
You're-
content to Facebook and Twitter,
Seem
bro.
like a good dad, like just like
Point blank
speak in
period.
specifics because everybody's
Point blank
situation is
period.
specific. And that's what I wanted to say. Thank you.
And imagine if you were only, imagine as a
That nigga done ran
father,
now.
if you were even a third as difficult as that man was, how easy it would have been for
That
him to
nigga
walk away
ran
from
now.
his
Look at
children.
him.
Notice the difference.
Nigga ran.
That you
What he ran
stayed
for?
through there, you stayed the
What he
course, and
ran
you
for,
stood
fam?
by your
No, I'm not
child,
playing
and your
that, fam.
child, as they grew up, realized who the problem
What he
was.
run for?
And
Now he don't
then
wanna
these
come
men
up.
will say, the mother
Now he don't wanna come up. Talking all that
him
trash
against-
in the comments.
turn him against it.
Talking
No.
all that trash in the
Children
comments, like
see
y'all
who
saying
the problem
pandering supposed
is
to hurt
after a
me, nigga.
while.
Get the fuck out of
And
here.
the same reasons these men give for why they walk away from the child.
Fuck out of here.
The mother's too difficult. We have the same reasons to walk away, but we stand by our children through and through. So I just wanted to point that out as well.
Right. And this is really, it's all about discipline. People don't like to respect boundaries. They do not like to agree to discipline. They want you to have these children out here free to do whatever and feel whatever because that's what they want to do. They project onto these kids, especially when you're talking about young Black boys growing up. Like, you got to really think about what message you're sending to these kids. That man strained the relationship with my child to the max, and we can't even have a healthy one. He don't know what to do, like love or hugs, like coming to talk to your parent about like situations that you may be thinking about. Like, he don't even know how to do that because he was strained his entire life. From 5 years old up until 18.
Because I don't like y'all niggas. This nigga say young FBA gentlemen. If y'all niggas really care about Black women, care about Black people,
parents, think about
then stop disrespecting
kids.
Black
Think
women.
about those kids. Because as
Point
a mother,
blank period.
I don't care what nobody says.
My dad and my mom raised me, homeboy.
Engaging with
my dad and my mom raised me. What you talking about?
Has become toxic to my children.
What you talking about?
Sorry, I'm gonna fight tooth and nail to get them away from you because
now,
ultimately know what that's going to
now
lead
the nigga
to.
confused.
So
nigga,
if somebody's out there talking about me right now, like, oh yeah, she did this,
send him the link too.
Did.
Hey, send that nigga the link too, fam.
Speak in specifics.
Send him a link.
I personally
get mad.
Anything
my intentions is to make y'all mad. Until y'all niggas shut the fuck up about our group of women, fam.
Ask why. Why did she do
Until
that?
you shut the fuck up about our group of women. I promise you.
Is going to be way
more. This nigga talking about come to a side.
And I don't tell those stories because
fuck
I don't need to convince anyone that someone
I'll never be on y'all side. Y'all niggas weak.
Go live your life.
Talking about women all day on the goddamn panel, bro. Being soft.
$0 in child support. All I ask
on this side,
nigga,
on this side, it's straight Black women business.
I went to work.
I came out the womb of one. Y'all got me fucked up. You think I'm finna let you keep talking about Black women all day and then not say nothing about y'all? I'm finna bring the smoke back up. I don't care if you niggas hate me. I don't care if y'all put me on a green screen, talk about me, say I'm feminine, all that shit. I don't give a damn. I don't care.
Don't bleed all over your child.
I don't care.
That's all I asked for. I got
get the red pill out your butt.
It was like the more I said, go be free.
Stop spinning around on the red pill. That's what you need to do.
The harder he fought.
Talking trash to me.
Away from it.
Get on my goddamn comments being soft. We don't disrespect Black women over here.
I think it's
I don't give a damn. I don't care if you call it a hotel.
Thank you for sharing.
Whatever. Go check them men.
Yeah,
Little boy.
First, I want to just congratulate you again, C. Dave, on such a fortunate opportunity. You know what I'm saying? That being said, I'd rather take my time to shed light on postpartum. It's real, you know what I'm saying? And it's not something that enough men talk about and enough men understand.
And if you got a problem with it, click the link.
Women go through a lot.
Don't say all this stuff in the comments.
Pregnancy,
Hold on. This is how I'm gonna start doing y'all niggas, bro.
She's acting crazy. Like,
put a user in timeout. Now you're in timeout.
Influx.
Now you're in timeout. Now you can't say shit.
Make the changes.
Now you can't say nothing.
Like, move organs out of the way.
Now you can't say nothing, nigga.
Like this amniotic sac.
Oh, should I ban them? Damn, I thought I could put them in timeout.
Out of nothing but the teleos, your sperm. You know what I'm saying? So, postpartum is real.
I thought I put them in. I thought, God, dog.
It's different for all women. You know what I'm saying?
I messed that up. I ain't gonna lie to you. I messed that up. He gone.
You said like the child that was growing in her compared to the child that came out of her.
Oh no, he not.
Thought it would be. You know what I'm saying? And
I put him in timeout. How you get blocked?
Her body was telling her things that wasn't necessarily the case, and it was something that she had to deal with. And that's aside from like the physical changes. Like after that birthing process, her pelvic floor got to reattach, organs got to move back, and then she got to look at herself in the mirror and recognize how her body has changed and the different changes that has been made. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, like, you niggas is telling her that, oh, look at my genes, look at my genetics. Whole time, this 9-month process, some women attribute their aesthetics to the child. And when the child come out, it look like your ass. And then you ain't trying to do nothing, you know what I'm saying? You playing the game all day. She got to make you change the diapers. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to be more aware of this because a lot of these custody and support cases stem from the first 5 years of a child's life. And you got to think, like, the pelvic floor take a lot of time to reattach and strengthen itself. You know what I'm saying? That's at least 6 months. Then on top of that, her maternal nature has to be adjusted and her hormones got to realign too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I
fucked that up.
So you got to exercise patience. And to be honest with you, if you want to be a good father, to be a good father is to take care of the mother of your child. Women, they love their babies, you know what I'm saying? So, like,
I put him in timeout for
especially when my son was young, I had to make her sit down and eat. She's so focused on the baby eating. I'm like, no, like, you need to sit your ass down and eat something. You know what I'm saying? I'm making food for her to make sure she can do what she needs to do for her career goals.
I don't know how I'm gonna wake them up.
You know what I'm saying? Like, this is.
I'm gonna just keep calling them out. They want to use black women for content. I'm gonna keep using them for content. That's what they do.
As men with men, as opposed to like trying to navigate this custody and support situation. You know what I'm saying? But transitioning into that. It's all type of phases to it. Men,
matter of fact,
I think
where's Indiana?
One thing that I don't hear say enough is how afraid y'all are. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where to come from. Like,
right there.
Men be afraid to just give their give unconditional love without expecting.
I will let my mom handle TikTok. While I purposely,
you be afraid to read and familiarize yourself.
I will let my co-host on TikTok handle this live over here.
Just and letting Jesus take the wheel and take control of your life. In most cases, that's how you align with your purpose in life. You know what I'm saying? Read the paperwork and understand what's going on in your life. And most importantly, take accountability for the reality that you created for yourself. Do not project that onto that woman, man. That shit is crazy, you know what I'm saying? And then we online talking about how desensitized women are to us. Look at how we motherfucking treat them. Look at how we treat them, man. Majority of us have children that be on this motherfucking app. It's not just about, I got my kids. Nigga, you need to get her mama too. Make her life simpler, more fluent. You know what I'm saying? She just did something miraculous out of thin fucking earth. So where I'm in the process, I understand, how the ovaries work and ovulation and the point of conception. I even understand what an ectopic pregnancy is. I understand what the fallopian tubes do. What I don't understand is how semen plays a role in creating a placenta. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit is real, bro. Like, this is not a game, and it's not just some
Who the fuck said that?
I don't know, man. I gotta read more about it, but I'm telling you, man, like, don't be so selfish.
Nigga threw me off. Nigga threw me off.
You forget.
My bad. I didn't. What?
You know what I'm saying? If you want to be a good father, in closing, if you want to be a good father, you would take care of the mother of your children, regardless of what your relationship is.
I can't even handle YouTube because the nigga threw me off when he said that. I'm over here trying to call this nigga out on YouTube, and this nigga said this. Y'all continue. Y'all continue.
Thank you, Kiki. We really appreciate you.
I don't have much to disagree with you about that. I do understand that postpartum is a real thing. Here's what I would say to that. Right. postpartum is a form of a mental illness that women go through after having conceived a child. It is up to the woman to handle that, to deal with it, to get the help that they need, right? I am not responsible for them getting the help that they need as far as dealing with postpartum, right? My job, like you said, is to make it easier. Do the things that that I need to do to assist with the child, help them, nurture, feed, change diapers, all the things that you said. But it is up to the mother to deal with their mental illness. It is not my job to do that. They have to do that, right? There's nothing I can do to make them to combat that, right? So, with that being said, I think as fathers, a lot of times what we have to do is we do need to take care of the women, right? But at the same time, women also need to understand that we are fathers, that we are just as important as mothers, and that our values.
No, the fuck y'all not.
Go ahead.
Now stop that shit. Because what you just said was some fuckery, for real. How is it not your responsibility to make sure she receives the care that she needs if she falls into postpartum depression, sir? Did you not know that the environment that you create for her can make or break that? No, you can't dictate whether it happens to her or not, right? But a woman's likelihood to fall into postpartum depression lessens if her partner is creating a safe, happy, healthy space for her. And part of that is you taking on more responsibility than just sitting there on the sidelines and being a cheerleader when you feel like it, when you feel like you're getting something out of it, and when you're getting some kind of control. That is why it's important to pick up a book and read on female anatomy and postpartum, prenatal, all of that. It all ties in together, and how you can help her be the best version of a mother she can be, and how you can be the best version of a father that you can be. But for you to say that, obviously she has to want to not fall into postpartum depression. She's already taken the steps. If she shows up to a doctor's appointment, that's her doing her due diligence. The doctor asks her questions, give her that little funky ass questionnaire, that annoying 50-something questionnaire on how she's feeling and whether she wants to unalive herself that day. She does all that and still taking care of the baby, still wondering if she's presentable enough for you, worrying about the 3 pumps and a dump she's gonna have to deal with after the 6 weeks to keep you interested after bearing your child, right? And then on top of that, she has to manage on not falling into depression. And the only thing you have to say is you're not responsible for it.
Why do I keep getting interrupted?
You muted yourself.
Everybody gets a chance to speak, and I get
muted
to
yourself.
I don't see that. See that. I didn't see nobody. I didn't see nobody mute you this time, bro. I if you was to say,
I muted myself because she interrupted me.
Okay, you muted yourself.
Okay, cool. Okay, so go ahead, because we got snipers who I see her unmuting the mic trying to hop in, but go ahead, bro.
All right, just let me finish. I don't interrupt anybody. So again, when you're talking about mental health and mental illness, it is not the position, or it is not the responsibility of the other party to make sure you get your mental health. It is your responsibility. Just like it is your responsibility to take care of your physical needs, it is your responsibility to take care of your mental health. Now, you can assist in that, but it is your responsibility to do it, not mine. So that's what I was saying. Now, I don't even know what the fuck I was saying anymore because I got interrupted. But again, when we're talking about that fathers are just as important as mothers, they are. I don't care what Jazz said. They are. Right? We see that time and time again through countless of studies that show how important fathers are. So to act like fathers are not important is part of the reason why we're having this problem, because a lot of women think that fathers are just replaceable, that fathers are just not important, that because they're bearing the child, that fathers' opinions, things are invalid, and that is not true. We are important, and we fucking matter. And I'm going to say that until the day I die. I don't even remember what else I was saying, but go ahead.
Well, hold on. Let me let Snipe.
Something.
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, the biggest thing that I see a lot of men do is you need to speak for your own situation. Don't be voices for a lot of men, When I come here, I'm speaking my own. You know, I'm not here trying to defend. I see like a lot of men, like when you say a lot of fathers are replaceable, why don't you make them accountable? Yeah, you are making yourself irreplaceable. That's the problem. The woman is not replacing you. A lot of times you're not asking those women, what are those men doing? When I say I walked away 3 months pregnant, nobody's asking me why. Don't blame me for walking away because that has to have plenty of reason. That's the yeah, that's what it is. And when you say I'm not responsible for her, let me tell you something. My dad and mom helped me. You know, God was first, and my parents helped me get out of postpartum depression. Okay, my dad took me to the hospital, drove me there. So when you say I'm not responsible, you are responsible. You take an oath under God to protect, provide until the end. It doesn't matter even if you're not with that woman, a real man would be there. It doesn't matter because you just remember she gave birth to your child. So my dad, for 50 years, you know, one man had honor, respect for my mom. Okay. And he showed me my value. And I'm so thankful because of my dad. That's why I walked away when I did, to be a good mom. Nobody's focusing on that. That's what it is. So you're sitting here trying to defend, speak for your own. You know, PK did not come here and speak for a lot of men. He was speaking on his own terms. So don't be a voice. A lot of social media, I see, like, you're making yourself to be commodity. Like, we are commodity to you guys. It's like you come here, you give advice when it's not needed. I am somebody else's child, okay? Another man's child. So who the hell do you think you are giving me an advice? A man raised me, a real man. So anybody don't have, when you think of it, you are doing to a woman that you don't think one day a man is going to do that to you. That's what it is. God will repay you with your kid. That's what it is. So don't fucking sit here and say, like, don't speak for other men. I'm just speak clearly because a man raised me. So the only advice I take is from my dad and God. Sorry. You need to be a fit man. Nobody's asking you. No, let me speak. Please mute your voice, mute your mic. Mic. I'm not done. Mute. When I finish, you can go ahead.
I got you.
Thank you. That's what it is. I'm sorry, Jazz. Go ahead. But this is what it is. So don't be a voice. Don't say fathers are not replaceable. You know why my dad, no man cannot replace my dad? Because he gave a life. He gave a life. He spent his life being an honorable man. You know what honor is? Protects, provide, a family man. He left his ego outside the door. He protected my mom. They built a life together. It started in Ethiopia. And then he came here. He brought us here. You know what? You know how he lived? He lived for two of his daughters. One has a master's degree. Okay? Because of my dad and my mom. He worked his ass off. He left a good job back home for us. So for you to sit here and say, like, fathers are replaceable. Yeah, you are replaceable when you put in a position where if you're not there for your child, of course you're gonna be replaceable. But if you're there for your child's not gonna replace you. I promise you, because no man is gonna replace my dad. No man. I'm sorry. That's all I have to say. I'm done.
Thank you, Sniper. Jocks, I think, was next.
Yeah.
No, Dave.
Hold on, Dave. Hold on, Dave.
Around the panel, and then we're gonna open the
She
panel.
muted you, Dave. But hold on,
Jocks, you go ahead, and then Reggie.
Hold on, yeah, Jocks. Is you a hater?
No, I would be.
You say you would be?
I said, why would I be?
I don't know. I think I've been seeing some very problematic or different type of comments. Well, go ahead, bro. What's your state your piece?
I was just because, like, I heard all of the C Dave said, and I find it hilarious that like he literally says fathers are important right after proving why they're not important. How is it that you are saying how is it that you're saying, oh, I'm not responsible for her mental health and all that, when it's like you literally got her pregnant, which led to her postpartum depression. Like that's on you. She didn't get herself pregnant. You got her pregnant. So like I don't see how you're saying you like at that point you do have some type of involvement. You do have some responsibility for that. Like I don't see how you're saying fathers are important, but then saying that, oh, as a father, I'm not gonna help the mother of my child. Like you're literally proving that fathers aren't important. Like it really makes no sense.
Thank you, Jox. And now Reggie, and then we're gonna open the panel.
Yeah, what's up, everybody? I hope everybody's having a good evening. Now, the other day, Pinky just had a live. I think this was yesterday. I'm not really sure. Things are blurring together. But the conversation was about cognitive dissonance. And over again, dudes were coming up on the panel and proving the point over and over again that majority of men that we come across on TikTok are walking contradictions. And this is exactly what we're talking about. The same dudes that are going to beat up on their chest every day and swear that we're leaders. Just because. Not because of anything you did, not because of how you live your life, not because of any form of discipline or anything like that. Just innately, you are naturally the leader, because if you're in a home and a woman is in a home, you're the leader. But for you to turn around and then in that same breath say, I don't take responsibility for her mental health, I don't take responsibility for contributing to that, I don't, like, what are we talking about? What is the point exactly of leadership? What is the point of you even being there if you're going to look at something like that and just be like, well, that ain't my problem, so you got to deal with that yourself? To me, when you make a decision as big as like tying your life to somebody, because that's what marriage is, right? Literally you looking at somebody, them looking at you and saying, okay, we're going to do this whole adulting thing together. No matter how big the issue is or how small the issue is, you should be willing to help. I mean, especially think about it this way, even kids, bare basic 5-year-olds, 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, whoever it is, when they first get that little crush, they first like somebody. Common sense tells you, I want that person to be happy. I want to help that person. I want to do something to continuously make this person happy. You think somebody's struggling on a day-to-day basis with their mental health after doing something that, to be honest, most people talk about as one of the most hellish things that can happen to a human body. You claim to love that person and you're going to say, oh, you on your own, you got it? Like that sounded okay to you? That made sense to you in some way, shape, or form? Y'all, I don't know, bro. That'll never make sense to me. I'm going to just leave it at that.
Okay, open the panel. Shannon, did you want to say something first?
No, I ain't got nothing to say, man. Oh, but first of all, y'all tap the screen, share the live. I would love for y'all to start spamming panda bear emojis in there, right? Support the live goals, support the people on the panel, whoever you agree with. I don't give a damn. But just tap the screen, share the live, and spam a lot of panda bear emojis and support the live goal. That's it. That's all. Go ahead.
I got a question for Steve.
Okay, so I mean, it's a lot.
Let me ask you a question real quick. Let me ask you a question real quick. I beat you to the unmute.
Okay, go ahead.
When in a woman's cycle is she more susceptible to get pregnant?
When she's ovulating.
Okay. I appreciate that. That was my question. I'm glad you know that.
Okay, so again, when we're talking about the mental health, so what we have to understand is that mental health is a personal journey, right? It is a personal journey that you as an individual
have to self-consciously take, right? You have to be willing to go to therapy. You have to be willing to accept the feedback and the criticism, what it be, and then make the necessary change it is in your life. That is up to you. No matter what someone who is with you can do or is with you, they cannot make you do that. That is your responsibility as a person to endure into your mental health journey. Now, none that I said you couldn't assist you or help you. What I said is that is your personal responsibility, and it is not my responsibility for you to get the mental health work that you need. Oftentimes we have too many people in families, lives who are mentally ill, and they don't seek out the help that they need. And a lot of times you have families say, hey, look, if you don't want to go get the mental help that you need, I can no longer deal with you. And that isn't valid. It is valid for someone to step back and say, you know what? If you don't want to go get the help, I'm going to take a step back because you're not doing the things that you need to do to address your mental illness. So if a woman is dealing with postpartum, and as I am her husband, I'm going to sit there and say, hey, babe, I think you are depressed. I think you are suffering from postpartum. I think you need to go get help, and I think you need to take the advice of your therapist. At that particular point, it is up to her to go seek the help that she needs. I am not responsible if she does not go get it and if she does something nefarious because she doesn't get it. I am not responsible. I am not holding that weight. That is not my problem. That is her problem because she refused to go get the help that she needs. You cannot force somebody to go get the help they need. It's the same thing with someone who's
It's not a mental illness, you soft ass, bald head ass, ugly ass boy. Postpartum is not a fucking mental illness. No, it's a hormonal change. It's natural. It's like when you fucking go through puberty, you big head.
So you're so smart. What is the full term of it? It's called postpartum depression. Depression.
Imbecile. It's because of hormonal changes. I don't care what I'm not here. Literally, it looks like
Well, let me answer your question really quick. I'm so sorry. You guys, I'm gonna let y'all play with your food in just a second, but I am a behavioral therapist, Dave, so I think I do know what the fuck I'm talking about. I work in applied behavioral analysis, and I deal with neurodivergent conditions, and depression is not one of those things. Conditions that are neurodivergent consist of like schizophrenia, ADHD, autism, things of that nature. Depression is more chemically induced. It's not necessarily like a disease. It's not something that can't be reversed per se. It's not something that is incurable. So we need to know the difference before we start speaking on things, right? So that's where Tiki is coming from. Now, where you're getting the I'm muting you because you're screaming.
Every time I talk,
You're screaming, and you said a lot, and you're going to be able to. I mean, the misinformation just has to stop at this point, and you're offending a lot of people by making statements. We know that you don't care about facts either.
Yeah, because I think at this point you're like a liability.
Hold on, Sniper. See, Dave, you cannot spread misinformation and think people are not going to interject. That's just not how that works. So now that you understand that depression is not a disease, it's something that is a chemical imbalance, we can understand that it's something that can be changed. It's not something that lasts forever, but it does affect women at some point for years, especially if she's not getting the support that she needs at home. One of the main things that a pediatrician is going to ask the mother is if she's getting the necessary support at home. Are you getting enough sleep, mom? Are you eating, mom? Does anybody else hold the baby besides you? Do you get to take a shower in peace? Do you feel like unaliving yourself today? They'll ask you all these questions to see where your mind is, because it is a chemically imbalance. It's a chemical imbalance. So understand that first. And then also understand that the reason why you're getting the backlash you're getting is because you made a statement that it's not your problem. The woman that bore your children, she's your responsibility, period. Yes, it's going to fall on you if you make zero initiative to try to get out of a specific mindset that's not helping your family and your child, right? But you as the man, it is your responsibility to make sure that that woman, especially if you're married, hello, till what do you part? It is your responsibility to nurse her back to health, just like it would be if it was her. If it was you. So, it's about showing up for each other, especially when a child is involved. She did you a solid by continuing your raggedy ass bloodline. So the least you can do is make sure that she's good. And I'm going to let you say whatever, and I'm going to let Kiki respond to you and whoever else might as well. Okay.
It's a difference between psychosis and depression. If you just fucking read something, bro.
My thing is that like he's still sitting here.
I'm saying, I am simply saying, hold on, let me finish.
I'm speaking right now.
No, but I was speaking first.
Instead of owning up to the fact that he got her pregnant, which led to her postpartum depression, which led to her being in the state that he's in, which he needs mental health, whatnot. You don't want to take responsibility for that. You don't want to say, "Oh, not my problem." Oh, I told her one time to go get help for it. Oh, that's not my problem. Whatnot. I can't do nothing else about that. Not me anymore. Oh well, too bad. So sad. Not my problem. How can you be this weak, this pathetic, this cry this much about something you caused, and then be upset when people say you need to take responsibility for that? It makes no sense. It goes to show you are worthless as a father and as a person, honestly.
Okay, I'm okay with being called worthless. That's fine. That shit doesn't bother me. So can I speak for 10 seconds without being interrupted? Please.
Speak, man.
So
Speak.
again, I don't care what anybody else on here say. The doctors say that postpartum depression is a mental illness and mood disorder that occurs after childbirth. What I am saying is that it is up to the mother to seek the help that she needs to get to correct or get out of this depression state that she is in. It is not my responsibility to do that. It is her responsibility. I can help, I can assist, I can offer support, but at the end of the day, it is her responsibility to get out of the depression with my assistance. I can't do it for her. She has to do it. Period, point blank. And you can argue whether
you will never do it for her, though. What do you mean I do it for her?
I can't do it for her. So
no, you would never do that for her, though. Why are you speaking like as if you're gonna help her do it for get in her mind? Is that what it is? You can't get in her mind.
Exactly.
You talk like what I'm saying is you talk like a roommate. Somebody's your roommate, so I don't care if they kill themselves or not. Like that's how you sound like. You know that? Like you talk about a woman that you just
we have this relation to. Guys, we have to say
if you're suffering from
no. What I'm saying is oh my god.
No, sniper. If you're suffering from alcoholic addiction, right? Right, we understand that is also considered.
Okay, you don't have to explain that to me, but
I'm explaining it because y'all don't understand.
No, we don't understand. We don't get to though. That's a problem. The problem is
responsibility to
no. We all know that that's the. But what we're doing postpartum. Oh my gosh.
Let me answer my question. Is it your
partner's responsibility? Yeah.
Is it your partner's responsibility to make sure you get out of alcoholic addiction?
I think that's
Dave, do you understand? You're saying partner and help in the same.
Exactly.
You understand? You're saying partner.
So what's your purpose in being a husband and
to support?
Support is what? Explain support.
Offer comfort. right? Support.
So this means everything, though. When you support, when you comfort, when you profess, when you love, that means you are willing to help them.
Willing to help them, but at the end of the day, it is
It's your job. It's your job. It's your job to nurse the baby. You fat.
Yeah, exactly.
Who's getting emotional here?
No, nobody's getting emotional. I think you just kind of like, you just said, I don't care. So every time you say something you don't care, that means you're not helping her. That's what it looks like.
No,
No, but you're saying that. Like, I feel like if you speak with humility, then we would understand you. But the way you speak,
Are you responsible for your partner's mental health?
yes.
No, you're not.
My husband, yes.
No, you're not.
As a woman, yes.
No, you're not.
Yes.
then why
So why am I his wife then? What's my duty?
Can you make your background really
Oh my
big?
gosh.
Hey man, I can't even step.
Why do men ask women to be their peace?
Wait, time out. I can't even.
Exactly.
Can I make my background what now?
And because it's really just proving the point. This is exactly why you're not husband material.
Wait, who asked me? Who asked me a question? Time out, bro. Who asked me a question? Hold on, wait. Everybody, hold on, Sniper. Hold
You
on.
have to ask my wife if I'm a good partner. not me.
God damn. Hold on, y'all. My bad. I muted everybody. I'm sorry. Who asked me a question? Can I do what now?
She would just wanted you to make the background big.
There's no way. They glitched out my account to where I don't have the option to make anything big when it's like this. So the prompt says men are not husband material. All right. Men are not husband material in general. All right. So yeah. There you go.
I think Reggie was trying to jump in and say something.
Yeah, I noticed there's a term that he keeps repeating over and over again.
I see you, bro. I'm coming. I see you. Trying to get trying to talk to me.
Make them like as if the idea is for you to walk through taking whatever steps for them, and that's not what anybody's saying. I think the problem is when we are talking about assisting a partner through something, and even in the examples that you're giving, which are completely wild to tie into.
All right, I'm coming, bro. What's going on, man? Or sir? Or hello?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
What's up? Yeah, I hear you.
I was talking to a lady in the comments, and I was just basically saying how I didn't want Black women to divest, and I wanted to figure out a way that the Black family can come together. What do you think about that?
I think if a Black man goes out and seeks for a Black wife, then he will find a woman that he's compatible with, and the Black family will be straight. The Black family is not under attack. Like any man can step out and find a Black woman right now that is suitable for him.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as see this what needs to happen. Men need to stop looking for wives and start wanting to be husbands. How about that? Stop looking for a wife and know that you want to be a husband, and everything else will play out.
Mm-hmm.
So this whole idea that the Black family is under attack. I understand we deal with things as Black people in America. I'm not going to be ignorant to that, right? I understand, but I also understand that a lot of Black women are damaged. A lot of Black men are damaged. But at the same time, there's beautiful Black women outside. There's wife material women outside. All you got to do is really know what you want and go get it. That's it. So it's easy. I'm 28. I married my wife when I was 25.
Mm-hmm.
She older than me. She's 33. So
Wow.
it's not hard to find a woman. It's the easiest thing ever. Like, just want to be a husband. Go get you a Black woman. Love her down, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, before you even worry about the physical aspect, and everything else will play out. Just do what you got to do, and everything else will play out. That's it. Like this whole idea that the Black family is under attack just because I'm calling out men online and giving them a taste of their own medicine for doing women, or the same thing on the other side, doesn't mean you can't step outside and find you a good black woman. It's not that hard. I promise it's not that hard. You can do it.
Yeah, I'm just having trouble doing it, you know, because I feel like I don't know, I just feel like they don't like us anymore.
I
You
mean,
know?
a lot of black women don't like black men's behavior anymore, but the average black woman is still willing to hear a black man out. But as soon as she see a lot of them, as soon as they see a red flag, they getting up out of there.
Yeah.
There is no woman leaving a good man. I promise you that. When I say no woman, I don't mean not at all.
Yeah.
But 99.9% a woman is not leaving a good man.
Yeah. I know that to be true because I used to be red pill because that was pushed heavy on us, but I then started watching more content because I'll be honest, I used to only date white girls. But
Why? I don't need the whole backstory. Just why? Just give me a real answer.
well, it started in high school when I was just like not dressing like how black women in my school liked, and I was kind of like uh, seen as a nerd, and the only girls who liked me were the white girls.
Gotcha. All right, go ahead.
And so now I'm trying to find a black woman. I've dated one, but I'm trying to find one like the ones like you talk about. Like I'm trying to find those like quality, um, and not just like I'm not saying black women are gold diggers, but I'm just trying to find in general like a quality black woman. Where can I find that is my question.
Everywhere. Like, where do you live? Like, you're not
Uh,
trolling? Are you trolling?
no.
Like, what do you? I'm not asking for your address. Don't do your address. But like,
Okay.
what city or state are you in?
Wilmington, North Carolina.
You telling me there's no good black women in North Carolina?
Not good, but it's like, how do I know if they're good? Is it really like, how do I know?
By taking your time,
Mm,
by being upfront, telling her that this is what you're looking for, this is the type of man you are, and this type of
yeah,
role you ready to take. And if she not up for that, nigga, leave. You have to date, bro. I'm sorry. There's no way to get around. Well, you have to date. I don't even like the concept of dating, but you have to date, fam, because you have to go out there and talk to people. The moment a woman, excuse me, the moment a woman gives you a red flag, leave. But like but don't be leaving over no stupid reason. You know, something that can't be worked out, like, you know. But as soon as she give you a red flag, leave, bro. I guarantee. Listen, fam, I guarantee if you step outside, you can find decent. I mean, not decent. Black women of quality. They're everywhere, bro. They're at every state. I mean, every state, every city, everywhere, right?
yeah,
And even if it gets so bad, even if you lose that,
yeah,
and I really don't advocate for this. You can't find. You think you can't find a good black woman in the states? Fine. Uh, if you want to get a black woman that's, you know, over yonder, cool. But there's plenty of beautiful, high quality black women out here, bro. Um, go to a lounge.
mm,
Go to a library. Go where black women go.
yeah,
Like these women of quality. But you know, but you can't play with these women. They're not gonna tolerate no games.
yeah,
So, you know, go to a lounge, go to a brunch, dress decent, look nice, be confident.
yeah,
Go to those locations. Travel. Go to different states if you have to. Get in your car. Go everywhere.
yeah.
But
Um,
you said something about. I saw your comment, but I left it alone. Look, what did, did you have a problem with me supporting divestors or something?
no, I was saying, the woman in the comments named Indiana
My mod.
Mom.
I got her. My mod. Mm-hmm.
Um, I was saying how I wanted the black family to come together, and she was like, leave black women alone. You're just, and she called me when I said that I did. Well, okay, I'm gonna start it from what happened. I was saying that she wanted me to go to the red pill content creators YouTube channels and basically like call them out. But I was like, that's not my personality. And she called me a coward. So I was like, it's not that I don't want to, but it's just I know how red pill content creators can go back and forth. And like that's really not my personality. But I do support y'all. And I also said that I believe it's on both sides. It's not just like black men, it's not just black women. But and she was like, leave me alone. I was like, I know Shannon would agree with me.
To what?
That I feel like black women, well, I know you said black women should divest, but I just feel like black women shouldn't.
Okay. Why? Okay, well, hold on. Wait, listen. Because I'm not trying to be mean. There are plenty of black women that just don't want no pink D. It don't matter how many times you tell them in the face to try something else. There's just some that just don't give a damn. They want them a black man. They're looking for a decent black man. They want them a black man. They don't want to date out, right? I'm telling them to open up their options because black men do it all the time. Now, this whole idea that there's harm on both sides, yeah, cool. Let's say that. But generally speaking, more harm has been caused by the hands of man. Okay.
Yeah.
With that being said, I believe that you start with men. Start with men, get the men in order, and then everything else will follow. Point blank, period. I think that's how you go. It because what people be thinking that I'm up here saying women don't do no wrong. It's a whole bunch of fucked up women out here. Point blank, period. But it will never be as much fucked up women as it is fucked up men. It's just not going to happen. So I don't like the way that they ignore these tragic stories. I mean, these very garbage. I mean, these very ridiculous, horrible stories that black women go through. They purposely ignore it. But let a black woman twerk in the middle of the street. They're gonna be like, "Oh, that's the problem with black women's behavior." It's like, what, bro? 3 black women just lost their life.
Yeah.
To a freaking drive-by pew-pewing. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
You didn't cover that. You didn't cover the woman who literally lost her life in Indiana. I think it was Indiana, where it was literally reported. I got a picture, but I can't show you. Well, it was literally reported where she said if she loses she lost her life to her baby daddy. But she actually had reported before she lost her life that if she loses her life, just know her baby daddy did it. Like the neighborhood talk, shade room. The neighborhood talk had posted it. It's like when it comes to stuff like that, black men don't they got eyes like this. When they see that, they be like this. They just turn away. They act like they don't see it. Let a woman, I don't know, be twerking by a little kid or something. You know, these dumb stories. They are quick to harp on that. Look at that ratchet activity. What? It's like, bro, do you not see these garbage men out here taking lives? Do you not see these black men sagging their pants? Do you not see these black men out of order as well? Like, but they completely ignore it, fam. But anyway, going back to the point. Like I said, but there's just nothing. It's some black women, bro. Just majority of black women just not gonna divest, fam. It's just not gonna happen because it doesn't matter. Nigga, Cynthia G tried it. Tanya TKO, I think, said somebody. Doesn't matter what you say. Some of them are just stuck on black men because they want them a good black man, and there's nothing wrong with that. The problem is, where the fuck are the good black men? I don't think you can tell me what the good black men are, and I can't tell you what a good black man is. I don't even believe there's a such thing as a good black man.
Really?
I don't believe nobody's good.
Like
I focus on
men?
I focus on being decent.
Oh, okay. Wait, so there's good black women, but there's no good black men?
I didn't say there was good black women.
Oh, okay.
I focus on being decent. I don't believe nobody's good. You're not always good.
Yeah.
You're not always good. You're not inherently good. There's nothing inherently good about me. There's nothing inherently good about a woman. You're not inherently good. That's the perspective that I come from.
Yeah.
So I focus on being decent. Everybody can try to be decent. The problem is, where the fuck are the decent black men?
Yeah. I mean, we're here. We're here.
Where?
Like we're not in places that densely populated black men would go. Like you said, the quality women are like in the brunches, the libraries. Like we're at like I don't know. I like going to the park. I like going
Black
to
women do too.
yeah. I like going to like I don't know museums and stuff like that, and I see a lot. I see black men there, so it's
Wait,
like
time out. You like going to museum, and you telling me that there's not black women there, fam?
if I see a black woman there, it's usually she's with somebody or she's not my type.
What is your type, if you don't mind me asking?
In black
Actually, you know
women,
what? Actually, bro, I'm not fucking Kevin Samuels. I don't give a damn. She's not your type, right?
yeah,
I get it. I get it. Fine, whatever. But
I do prefer lighter skinned black women. That's just all I'm gonna say.
why?
But I'm not colorist or anything like that. It's just
That's crazy. What you can't start a sentence off like that, but then say you're not colorist. That literally
I'm really not. It's just
that's literally colorism.
no, I wouldn't not date a dark skin. I'm just saying that majority of the women in my family are light skinned. So
What
like that,
color are you?
I'm like medium. I'm like probably the darkest in my family.
So you're not saying you why is your preference a light skinned black woman? Where did that come from? If you don't mind me asking, if you don't want to answer, that's fine. I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, I I can't really give you a specific answer. It's just when I like put 10, if I put 10 light skinned women and 10 like brown skin or dark skinned women, it's just in me. I'm most likely gonna lean towards the light skin, but there are gonna be dark skinned women that are finer to me than light skinned women. But on average, I'd be more attracted to light skinned women on average. But that's not saying dark skinned black women are bad or less than them, but because they're not. Do you know what I'm saying?
I, I don't know if I should be judging a person for their preference. I don't know. But
Yeah,
I don't like when I hear that
yeah,
because but I can say what my preference is.
yeah,
My wife is brown skinned, but my preference has always been a dark skinned woman. And she knows that. But
yeah,
you know, you don't end up with your preference. You know,
yeah,
sometimes it ain't about the color of the skin. It's just, you know, so you fell in love with. But my preference has always been a dark skinned woman.
yeah,
But I don't know if mine fits in colorism. They could say it is. I'm okay with the smoke, but I don't know if mine fits into colorism because majority time dark skinned women are actually the ones who are made an example of and talked bad about.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's true.
for
That's
me to
definitely
have a preference of dark skinned women would actually go against the grain because the that's the ones that men usually don't want.
yeah,
So I mean, but it could be. I ain't gonna say it is, but if the smoke come with it, it is what it is. But
yeah,
you know, I don't care about any shades of black. My first girlfriend was a light skinned woman.
yeah,
Um, was she really light skinned? About a little bit lighter than me. I'll put it like that. A little bit lighter than me.
yeah,
My wife is brown skinned, and the women before my wife that I was dating were dark skinned. So
yeah,
you know, I don't care about that. I'll date a fucking albino woman.
yeah,
If she got vertigo, I'll date that woman. I don't care. But they gotta be black. But I'm not gonna attack you for your preference, fam. I'm not gonna
yeah.
do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Do
But I
you
just, you know,
consider?
it's some the reason I'm hesitant on that
Yeah,
because when a black man says he wants something lighter, all I hear, and I try to have a little bit of grace, all I hear is that you want something close to whiteness. You can't handle something too, not saying you, but all I hear is that you want a woman that's closer to the white woman. That's what I hear. Because
yeah,
that's usually been the case, right? Where you know they champion lighter skinned women or women of other cultures or exotic women. I don't like that
yeah,
shit. I don't like that shit.
Yeah. I definitely don't. I don't think dark skinned women are. Do you consider mixed women black? Like mixed with black and white?
The mix.
So you don't consider them black?
I will welcome them in as a sister
Mm-hmm.
or as a brother, but at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, they're mixed.
Yeah.
They're both. I'm not going to discredit them for having black in them, but I'm not going to call it depends, bro, because you can have a mixed it's at the end of the day, bro. They're
Yeah.
mixed. But you can have the mixed person that is more culturally black. You know what I'm saying? Like they're socially and culturally black because they understand the struggles of being a black person, and they be educated on it, speaking on it.
Yeah.
I got a friend named Mooney on TikTok. She's mixed. She always come up, but the way she speaks and the way she describes things, bro, you would think that she's black, like
Yeah.
nothing else in her. But she always says, I'm mixed. And if anybody wants to have a discussion, she down to have a discussion, and people will respect her, but she understands that she's still mixed.
Yeah.
So again, that's mixed. They're mixed.
Yeah. You made me think about when you asked me why I prefer light skin. And this is gonna sound like weird, but I notice when it comes to light skinned women and dark skinned women, and this is my outlook on where I'm at and where I live. I see like dark skinned women wearing um I see light skinned women wearing their natural hair more than dark skinned women. And like I don't like for me personally, I don't like wigs or like weaves like that. And I feel like lighter skinned women, they just like they don't wear wigs as often as like dark skinned women.
The hair conversation.
Yeah.
What do you think's under a wig?
Like they usually have like braids or something like that, I think.
Is that natural?
Yeah, that one, that hair is.
Do you like women when they walk out with cornrows?
Yeah, if it's their like natural hair.
All right. What is wrong? What is wrong with a woman braiding her hair
Yeah.
and then putting on a wig for an aesthetic reason? Like what's
That's a good
wrong
question.
with that?
It's like it's more so the aesthetic part can understand, but it's more so the fact like they say like set like up to 70% of wigs are like human hair, and it's like it gives me the ick, like not them wearing the wig, the act of it, but the fact that the wig is made like of another person's hair. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like
What's
and hair,
wrong with that?
it's like another person's DNA on your head. You know?
Bro, are
It's
you
like,
black?
yeah, I'm black.
Oh, okay. Fam.
I have people in my family who wear wigs,
The
but
hair is washed, right? It's packaged, it's sealed. Do you know there's real patients, I mean, there's real people out here that actually grow their hair out long and
yeah.
then donate it to cancer patients. Is that an ick? Like, look at me. My hair come down to my neck. If I let it down and actually comb it out and blow dry it, my hair come down to my neck, fam. But it's just in a man bun right now.
Yeah.
There's people that grow hair faster than mine, and they donate their hair to cancer patients. Is that nasty?
Oh, but that's cancer patients though,
It
Shannon.
doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is, both of these examples, they're still wearing hair, somebody
Yeah.
else's hair. Is that nasty? How does one give you the ick and one doesn't?
It's a good question.
And you do know light skin. I'm not going to generalize light skin women, but there's a lot of light skin women that wear weave as well.
Yeah,
Wear
there
colored
is. I'm
hair as
not.
well.
Yeah, I'm not saying
And not
there's
only
not.
that, every group of women, yeah, some of y'all just don't know. You may think that hair that they're wearing is natural hair until you get her in the bedroom, and you will find out that it's not, fam. I guarantee it. And I'm not even promoting fornication. I'm just saying, when it's about time for the get down, you will know that is not her real hair.
Yeah.
And you get to know that woman enough. Matter of fact, before we even go to the extreme like that, right? You will know that that's not her real hair. A lot of women will do their hair. They're still wearing their real hair, but some women put on wigs for an aesthetic purpose. And honestly, bro, nobody wants to do their hair 24/7. A black woman doesn't want to wait. It take a lot to manage black hair, bro. This is not regular hair. This is, and I'm not on that non-ether stuff. I am not a hotel, but this is real. This right here, nigga, this shit real, fam. This is high maintenance. Black people have high maintenance hair, and there was a lot of stigmas on black women's hair. So we gotta take that to account too. But we be acting like black women don't wear their hair, and they do be wearing their hair, fam. And then not only that, if you really want a woman to wear her hair, I'll tell you, pay for it. You pay for her to get her hair done every day. Can you do it?
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah.
So take that into consideration as well.
Yeah.
Every day, this ain't white people hair. Can't just fucking run a comb through this shit.
It's beautiful though. Like we want to see it. Like it's beautiful.
Why? You can see it.
Yeah.
You will always see it. She take that goddamn wig off. You gonna see that hair when she go to sleep, and when she put that bonnet on, or when y'all get through doing the day, and right when y'all get in the house, she throw that goddamn wig on that couch. You gonna see her hair every day. Every day you gonna see her hair, fam. I promise you. But the wig, bro, sometimes it's just for aesthetic. Women don't want to do a lot of time, bro. Women don't want to do all this shit every day, fam. You wouldn't want to do it either. You wouldn't want to do it either.
If I was a girl,
if you was a girl, you would not want to do your hair. And then also, Caucasian women wear extensions. Y'all just can't tell.
Oh, that brings up another thing. When black women wear wigs, like you said, Caucasian women wear extensions, but it's like it resembles the real texture of their hair. But black women, why don't they wear wigs that are like 4C? Like, why don't the majority of them wear wigs that are like
There's a lot of women that wear wig. There's a lot of women that do sew-ins. What are you talking about? And you would never know. You would never know that a woman has a sew-in. You would never know, bro.
It's getting hard to tell nowadays. I will say that.
So why does it matter? It's still beautiful. So what does it matter? I mean, if that's what you want, fam, okay. If that's what you want a woman that does her hair every day, right?
Yeah.
Or shows her hair every day, right? Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Pay for it.
Yeah.
Every day. Not every day. Like I'm not saying every, because the hairstyle should probably last like maybe a week or two or so. Depending on what y'all doing. I don't know what y'all doing, but be the actual leader, provider, protected, and pay for it.
Yeah.
Because she does not want to. You gotta understand, with life right now, and then if you add kids into the mix, women make sacrifices, and they still be doing these things trying to look good for our raggedy behinds. So, fam, no woman wants to wake up early. She got to go to work. She don't want to wake up and be combing through this shit and then doing every day, and then got to go to work and then take care of the kids, come back and just for you. No, we got to make some compromises, man. It's not this serious.
Shannon, the women in the comments are cooking me. I support y'all. I was just being real with Shannon, because he asked, I was just telling him my type. And if I will get with a dark-skinned woman, but she has to, I will pay for her hair if it takes that. And she has to not have an attitude and cook and clean and stuff like that. Basically, like, be a wife, a traditional wife.
All right, here you go. Are you a traditional man?
Well, I'm grinding right now. Notice
I have no idea. My bad, y'all. I don't know what happened. It like kicked me out. Damn. That's crazy. That's crazy. I didn't even mean to do that. It like kicked me out. My bad, y'all. That was an accident. My bad. Well, shoot, if he comes back, he come back, but I'll go ahead and get on over here. I don't wait. How did that even happen? I don't know what happened, fam.
Say, hey, you need to take this medication. Here's your medication. You need to take it. Let me see if you take it. But you cannot mix medication in with food, because if you do something too much, or if you give them too much or something, who's responsible for that? You are. And if you unintentionally unalive them, you will be responsible for that, which is why they don't do that. So again, it circles right back to my point, is that it's up to the person who is mentally ill to take their medication appropriately. I can assist, I can help them, but I am not responsible if they don't take it.
You should be an individual forever. By yourself, no wife, no. The fact that you have your child 75 or how many years at a time is very scary.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, one second, y'all. Give me 1 second. Jazz, go ahead. I know you're trying to get up out of it. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was washing my hands. Yeah, I'm gonna bow out for the night. This was lovely and not at the same time. I appreciate you guys sharing and giving the gifts. Join us for Thursday nights live, where we are going to create a safe space for Black women to share their stories of DV situations, or they have good experiences with the Black men in their lives. Of course, men are welcome to join in the audience, but this is particularly for women to be able to share what they haven't been able to share with others, and to be able to, not be interrupted, have a safe space, and get the support that they need. If you need any resources, you can always reach out. It is Thursdays at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And I will be posting on our story just a reminder of the time frame for those who want to join. Again, every Thursday, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. If Shannon is on YT time instead of Black folks time, we'll see. But tune in, and this is my cash up above. If you guys want to donate to my cause, I donate supplies to local DV shelters, and even to our homeless veterans. But my bigger course of action is trying to fundraise to eventually get my caterer's license and to also pack lunches when I can to serve and distribute to the locals, like, again, homeless veterans, local DV shelters, and programs for children. So any amount helps, even if it's $1, like, it is what it is. And I try to do what I can. And on weekends that I'm free, I try to either make plates and give it out to people, or I make like small lunches that I can hand out. So I appreciate you guys and thank you for your help.
Also, I want to say y'all that Jazz basically said that's her Cash App above. She really out here in the Florida streets trying to get things done. So, and she is my co-host. So if you support me, man, support her. Also, if you follow me, please support her. You know what I'm saying? Because she always gonna be up on the panels. That's how we do things over here. Thursdays, yes, this is orchestrated on my panel, but I'm not going to be I'm not really gonna be in the mix. I'm not really gonna be talking. It's specifically for Black women. I understand I have the larger following, but that's what we try to do. But it's specifically orchestrated by Jazz, and that's how we're gonna rock. Whatever you want to say, you can say it. I don't give a damn. But you just have to use TikTok friendly language, because they gonna try to shut you down, and I'm gonna have to try to win the appeal, and y'all know TikTok's off. Y'all know how they go. So yeah, I'm gonna keep her Cash up for the remainder of this live. So if you want to donate to her, go ahead. All the support is appreciated. Thank you. Oh, I could definitely make Peaky a mod. That ain't no problem.
My G, it's a blessing just to be able to listen, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to you. Shout out to Jazz. I love what y'all got going, you know what I'm saying? Forging the path. Keep going strong. I love everything you got going on, my G. You know what I'm saying? And that being said, I'm a follow suit with Jazz. C Dave, I commend you on your patience. You know what I'm saying? You've been in a hot seat, and you've been standing tall on what you believe and your rhetoric. So that's worth a hand clap. And I do apologize again for even speaking that way to you. That's inappropriate. Man, I could listen to this all day, you know what I'm saying? So I'll definitely be in Thursday to support and to like to live. Appreciate you. Yeah, I'm gonna make him mod, y'all. I've been hearing some good things about him. We never got a chance to talk, so but I heard some very good things about him. I like his lives too. I tuned in, man. It be some very interesting topics. Niggas try to get a little spicy over there, but shit, he handled it way better than I handled it, because I'm a fuck nigga. I'm a fuck.
Can I get spicier?
Yeah, I'm a real fuck nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm gonna call you out. I'm gonna call you out, but I can't help myself. I try to do good, y'all. I try to nigga take me to 100 so far. I be trying not to let him. But anyway, this was very nice. We might start though. We might end. I don't know. How we feeling? Cousins, what's up, man? How we feeling, y'all? Good night, Jazz, man. Get your ass up out of here. Go take care of them kids.
Speaky's Q&As are epic. I don't know if you ever watched him question somebody and wait for those answers, but those are epic. I love them.
I'm gonna be in there. I follow him, and you know what I'm saying. So I'm gonna be definitely tuning in there. And he always got a spot. No, even if he disagree, he got a spot. Because one thing that's not gonna. I'm not finna cuss out no dude that disagree with me, unless a nigga say something stupid. But I'm cool with Peaky. You know what I'm saying. I appreciate him for calling out a certain individual. I can't say his name. I can't. Yes, I fuck it. I'm saying his name, Mr. Humble. Yup. Yeah, that nigga, man. Yup. I fuck with him for that. Peaky a real one, Mr. Humble. I couldn't hold myself. I couldn't hold it in, y'all. I'm sorry. I couldn't help myself. All right, any last words?
I actually am glad you brought that up, Shannon, because I think this is where I'm always kind of confused about when people say responsibility and accountability and community and leadership. And that Negro was able to go on alive the next day with the same amount of people cheering him on, while he was victim blaming that girl, saying she came and apologized to me later on with less proof than he had about saying the girl was lying before. This is what I'm talking about with responsibility, community, leadership, and all that stuff. No, people don't take ownership for the community that they're in, And that's what I was talking about, C. Dave. Like, it doesn't seem like you taking ownership of your own partnership. Like, you agree to things, and you say you want to do things, you want to be a leader, and you want to be in the community, you want to be, but holding the people in your community responsible, holding yourself accountable, it just does not happen. And that's why that man was still able to do all the stuff that he was able to do on live the next day, shaming that girl after he did what he did.
That's because people don't be caring. They don't care. Oh shit, my bad. I clicked on the wrong goddamn button. I can't help myself, y'all. Hey, hey. I'll be trying not to troll, bro. I really do, but it just happens so natural, bro. People really get offended at this. I say all y'all black men trash, and I stand 10 toes down on it. All y'all black men trash. That does not, the statement don't mean all black men are trash. I said all y'all, nigga. Goddamn, y'all want to call me a pander? All right, bet. This how we rock it every day. Every day, y'all gonna see this goddamn mask. Y'all gonna see this mask, fam. Straight up. But man, that's because them niggas don't care. They people gonna rock with who they rock with. It don't matter if it's a predator or what. Matter of fact, I ain't even trying to be mean. But one thing I know is that this one dude who said something stupid, I tried to talk to him, but he blocked me. He blocked me. What you blocked me for? I didn't even get a chance to say nothing. I didn't even make a stitch about the video, bro. I wouldn't even go call him. I wouldn't go call him a predator or nothing. I wouldn't go do that. But he blocked me. You know how many goddamn stitches was going around? And I didn't say, I purposely held my mouth back.
I do not like that man.
I held my mouth back. I didn't even say that. I put him on the green screen one time and told him to share a lot. I didn't say nothing crazy. But the nigga blocked me. That's crazy, fam. I was like, wait. You gonna block me? Nigga, I didn't even get a chance to say anything. But now, nigga, on the cool, you shouldn't have never said it, fam. Because grape, all I was gonna say is this: grape does not equal clothing, dumbass. Because if it did, then you wouldn't have high essays in other countries where they're literally covered up. Women are literally covered up, fam. You cannot tell women to put on more clothes and that nothing will happen to them. Do you know how stupid that sound, fam? You know how dumb? Like, I just want niggas, before you open your mouth, I want you to think about what you say before you say it. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Before you open your mouth and upload what you say. See, because I'm gonna meet you up real quick. See, because I understand that what I'm doing gonna come with smoke. But nobody has caught on to what I'm doing. I can say this to y'all right now. They still ain't gonna give a damn. I'm giving black men a taste of their own medicine. If you want to say black women are devils, demons, and all this, well, goddamn it, black men are conquered devils, demons, and the same thing. They want to throw black women at HE double hockey sticks. I'm gonna do the same thing on this. I'm gonna throw us all in. And if you want, I know y'all be sending death threats and saying you gonna do so. You ain't gonna do shit, nigga. I promise. You ain't gonna do shit. I guarantee that. Let's see who make it back home. Point blank, period, nigga. Try it if you want to. Now, with that being said, fam. With that being said, think about what you say before you say it. I'm gonna give us back the same energy, bro. That's it. That's it. And that's another thing. I really ought to start. I should have made my background that I said I was gonna make. If I would have put black men are emotional, uncooperative, feminine, all that, the same thing y'all be saying about black women and they uncooperative. That's what I should have did, because you proving the point every time you want to. A dude slid in my DMs today talking about you a bozo. And you know how I respond? This is what I said. I said, you're weird. You'd rather slide into a man's DM than a woman. That's how I'm responding to you every time. Sliding in my DM as a man. Without even, hey, bro, what do you think about this video? Or something like that. You want to slide in my DMs to call me a bozo, but then don't want to slide into a woman's DM talking about, can I take you on a date? But I guess, you niggas not built like that anyway, because y'all only want to take women on dates. Y'all niggas just, y'all miss the hello still. Hello, how you doing? I missed the when do you want to go out? There's a difference between me and you. Wait till my wife come on the live. She'll tell you the message I sent her. I don't be doing that goddamn bullshit. Y'all niggas too old. Goddamn me. Too old for that shit. What you doing? Bitch, why would she tell you what she doing? And then you're sliding into her DMs at 2:00 in the morning. We know what the heck you trying. I'm sorry, y'all. I went off on a little tangent. You niggas is trash. But hold on, let me see what Cousins wanted to say something to. Go ahead, bro.
What's up, man?
What's up, man? What's going on?
So it's crazy. I had to address it because I actually made a video on Kev.
I saw it.
Right? Yeah. And here's the thing, right? It just goes to what you were just saying. Like people will sit there, and I got to. And another thing, I got to get a panda mask now. That's the Panda Bear Coalition.
Hey, we gonna be on a live together. We gonna be on a live together like this. Yep.
Hand it up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got to get the panda up, man. For real. But here's the thing, right? On that video, even though that's my, I know him, right? That's my boy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to check him on the video. Meaning that shit is wrong, bro. And if you do get smoked, this is the smoke you need, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I think I also said, like, there's a difference between, calling someone a predator or checking his rhetoric. Those are two different things. So that was what the video was about. But I'm sure, and then I hear people all the time, like, how you gonna be over there and be over here? What are you talking about? We are on the information on the side of right. There is no sides. There is side of right. That means that when these niggas is acting up, they have to get checked. If there's a woman that does something in my presence that she needs, okay, but that's not my lane. Why would I sit up here? You know what I mean? And so I just think people get it misunderstood about what the hell the message is. The message is get your shit together and get it right. I don't care if you my boy, if you not. I'ma still have to say something and hold you accountable to it. You know what I mean? If I say something fucked up, I'm sure I'm gonna be the subject of the conversation, and Shannon is gonna give me the business too. I would expect that. If I came out here and said something crazy, Shannon gonna be like, "Look at y'all, I know this motherfucker."
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
I gotta tell you some shit.
I ain't gonna lie.
What we gonna do?
What I'm gonna do when it happens, because I'm ready for the smoke too. What I'm gonna do is, because a person said something publicly, I'm gonna address it publicly. But I'm also gonna let that person know before I address it publicly in a DM. I'm gonna say, you fucked up. I gotta call you out. I'm gonna still hit you up in private, but I'm gonna call you out publicly. Now I'm not cool with. I mean, he came on a panel. I don't really know this. I don't know him from a can of paint, nothing like that. But like, I wasn't even gonna say nothing crazy. I tagged him in Jumbled Live because Jumbled was keeping a peaceful and respectful conversation. He wanted to talk to him, but he'd rather go to Ty Live and Lower Ninth Ward Live and Saw Live and all them niggas over there because he protected over there because they got the same mindset when it came to this. That's all that is. That's all that is. But like, bro, you couldn't come to the side that's really like, bro, this is a weird take. Now, I want it, and out of respect for, because I watched your video thoroughly. And had it not been for you to state what you said, I probably would have called him a predator, just like that dude. I was about this close. But what I could say is that mindset is very predatory. I won't call you a predator, but I would say that idea came off a little bit predatory, fam. Everything that you like,
right?
That's what I would do. I get that,
and that's correct. You get what I'm saying? Like that's what I was saying. Like, yeah, we're gonna give you the smoke for that. Mm-hmm. And I think that, you know what I mean. You deserve that, especially if someone has been a victim or anyone that is in that. You can't tell them how they're gonna take there. You know what I mean? So if they take it as you being a predator or predatorial, that's what that is, bro. You got to take that smoke for that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But my thing was, especially to that dude, because I was replying directly.
Yeah, to I know about him. You talking about Genty?
So I was like, you calling somebody a predator? Yo, so that was really what that was about.
You talking about Genty? Genty, I know about Genty.
Yeah, I was like, if all people calling somebody a predator, shut your ass up. Like, you don't even go there. Now, the other point though was valid. So yeah, but that was just, you know. I was cool.
I was cool with Genty, but then somebody released some information about him. I still ain't got no problem because I ain't spoke to him. You know what I'm saying? He welcomed me on the panel, and when I come up, if he want to come out and talk to, I don't really be doing like talking about bad about niggas I done spoke to before, except this nigga right here. But I ain't got no problem with Genty, but it's some information about Genty. What I don't know if the information is fabricated or if it's true. Yeah, Genty was the one with the case. Because that's why I left it alone. Because it's another person on here that be advocating for women. I left him alone because he got a case of something to do with.
Notice I didn't even say nothing about it.
Mm-hmm. You left it alone.
I'm not gonna. Yeah, I just you know, but I was just like, look, I think you can give him all the smoke because shit, I gave him smoke, and I argued with him on his live about the same thing. You know what I mean? The same thing that you just said is what I told him on his long live. So, you know, I just tell people all the time, like, look, this is an example of where when women or anybody, even dudes, you ain't getting the same energy. No. It don't matter what happens. If you wrong, you wrong. We gonna say something.
Now, what pissed
you know what I'm saying? And that's it.
What pissed me off, man, is because he being disingenuous. My thing is the nigga has said, it's an unanswered question. See, Jumbo broke this down very, very well. He said it's an unanswered question, right? But then he had multiple different answers, and he completely stitched the ones that he just did not agree with. But you had thousands of stitches of women trying to tell you that grape is not correlated with clothes, but you purposely chose the one that you disagree with to try to keep your name because let's just call a spade a spade. Don't hate me, y'all. Nigga not attractive. He's struggling for views. He had to do something to go viral. I mean, his views dropped ever since, in my opinion, ever since he had a conversation with Public Offender. It ain't never been the same. So you went viral, cool. You went viral for saying something, but now you went viral for saying something stupid. That's my thing, bro. You went viral for saying something stupid, and you knew better. If you know that clothes attract this type of man, what are you talking about? Predators don't care what the fuck anybody wearing. There's a whole museum. When women tried to tell him that there's a whole museum literally called "What Was She Wearing?" That nigga didn't say nothing about that. It's a whole museum that literally shows what the F they were wearing before they got raped and lost their life. You disgusting. Like that's all I'm saying, bro. Niggas like that.
Nothing on there revealing and none of that shit.
Nothing.
And that's the whole thing that we be saying. It's like in other countries, they eyes. That's the only thing showing is they eyes.
And they still
you gotta walk around in a whole ghost outfit. Like what the fuck, fam? It gets to a point where I do believe it is that I'm gonna do this for some clicks. But at the same time, when you do that, just like I say, it's damaging to talk to us and call us predators and all this stuff if it's not warranted. It's also damaging in the same way for you to make rhetoric like that and fucked up ass takes that way. And I had to tell him that. I'm like, bro, so whatever you get from this, you deserve it. Because this is what you know what I'm saying? If you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes, right?
Yep.
And that's how that goes. So you know, and like I said, I told him in the inbox, like, bro, you know, we can't vouch for this. You gonna have to take this, and whatever you get, that's what you're gonna have to get. Now I understand that you are just trying to fish and you doing that, but yeah, man, nah, that ain't because this is a subject that if you're gonna do that, do it on something else. Yeah, do your little wigs and lashes and shit like that. Yeah, ain't nobody tripping about that. But when you talk about this type of shit, man, it's serious, man. And I think we do have to take a harder stance with that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Like I told him, I said, man, you gonna have to catch this. You have to catch the smoke on this one.
For real?
So,
Go
I'm
ahead,
sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. The point I was going to make, well, you did take one of my points about the What Were You Wearing museum, but the other point I was going to make that because in certain parts of like corporate America, whatnot, we've had training in how to recognize like human trafficking and stuff like that. So, and I live in Florida, so we do have quite a huge problem with human trafficking. And the reason why, and I understand, maybe I misheard you, cousins. You said you know him or what have you. The reason why I said I don't care for him, I don't like him, is because that same type of rhetoric, even whether or not he believes it or whatever, that's not the point. The point is that it reinforces great culture. And what happens is that these people who have these like-minded, when they get these like-minded individuals, because of course you can see the comments where some of the men are like, you're right, bro, whatever. They get in, they figure out who is in the same community or who agree with them. They get into their little chats, they get into their little groups and stuff, and this is how they can easily victimize somebody.
Good night, man.
This is how this adds to it. So even though he may have been doing it for clicks, likes, and views, he may not even believe what he's saying. But because he put that out there and because he's encouraging that type of mindset, it does not help. All it does is add fuel to that red pill fire that a lot of these men are a part of. And it's harmful. It's not just harmful to, women and girls. It's harmful to young boys because they can be easily become a victim too. And so that's why I'm just like with him and that commentary, it's like it's beyond disgusting because there's so many people and so many people that think like that. It's so many people that think like that. And I'm not just saying just the men. It's women too. It's some women that was in those comments that were saying, about how a woman should dress. That's why I have a special disdain in my heart for pick-me's. Very, very deep-seated hatred. So I know because they're just as dangerous, if not worse. So that's man. I mean, I can't even tell you this man's name. But when his video came across my FYP, I was like, yeah, this ain't even it. Because it's dangerous. And I volunteered at DV shelters. I volunteered with at-risk youth. It's a lot more prevalent, and especially with, situations that have happened here in Florida with young kids in school. Like, it's just disgusting. So, I mean, that's all I have to say. But I appreciate you for letting me up. I'm going to go ahead and drop.
Okay, man. Yeah, good. I'm going to follow you back.
Thank you.
No, yeah, you're correct, though. I agree with you. It ain't like we don't harbor. That's one thing. But I'm also not gonna act like I don't know him. You know what I mean? And be like, oh, you didn't speak up. No, I already spoke up to this motherfucker. Believe that. But yeah. I was just saying. So I do appreciate you saying that because you ain't wrong.
He don't want me to talk. That nigga blocked me. That nigga knew I was coming, bro. Yeah, they knew I was coming, fam. They knew controversial Shannon was like, shit. We didn't gave this nigga something else to say about us as black men, but I wasn't finna say nothing about black men, dude. I was finna say something about Kev, fam. But Kev was like, nah, let me get up out of there, bro. I didn't even get a chance to stitch it, bro. That's how fast he ran away. I got a backup page though. I'm gonna get him because he didn't block me on the backup page, but I had to call him out. And then for Ty, you know what? I'm gonna leave Ty out of it because I never spoke to Ty. But when y'all be hosting the lives and y'all, it's like, what the fuck? Do y'all not hit that? I be thinking I'm in the Twilight Zone. Everybody should know, but common sense ain't common. Everybody should know, though, that grape does not equal clothing. So it's like, what are you telling women to? I want you niggas to move to Iraq, and I'm sorry. I want y'all to actually look up what the hell is going on in Iraq and listen to the women in Iraq. Or Iran, places over there on the other side. Look at what those women were wearing. Look at what they go through. And I promise you probably wouldn't say the shit you say. You claim that you're educated leaders, but you can't even lead yourself to a fucking study that shows that, hey, grape does not equal clothing, nigga. Dumbasses. Anyway, man, I'm finna go ahead and hang it up, man. I appreciate y'all for coming up because it's always good to talk to you. And Queen was like knowing y'all, man. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Love y'all though.
Thank you.
For
See
sure,
you
man.
tomorrow.
I'll take it easy, y'all.
Yes, sir. All right. Love y'all, YouTube. I might go around trolling for 30 minutes on somebody. Like on these panels. Like if I see these other panels, I might get up in there and start saying something, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. So yeah, hey, it go down after 12. But I'll catch y'all later, man. Love y'all.